Wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dum Yinzers, and yes, this is a 3-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, guys. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the show. It's episode 970, 30 short episodes away from the big 1,000 coming up later on this summer. Great to be back. Glad to see everybody today. Michael, how you be, man? If you're anywhere, where are you?
Vanilla Thunder is currently lost in the void right now. But other than that, brother, I am doing phenomenal.
I got to admit, Mike, you're looking good. Better than you ever looked. I'm looking at you right now, and you're on your screen, and I can't say you've ever looked better. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. This is, again, the Two Dum Yinzers, episode 970. The Steelers wrap up week one of this 10-day OTA program. We'll be back at it next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, due to the holiday on Monday. You know what? I think it might even be on... just Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the following week, Mike, it will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that will be the 10 OTA days for this particular program. So they wrapped it up for the week. Got a little bit to talk about today, some things about our Pittsburgh Steelers. So much going on throughout the weekend with our Pittsburgh sports, and just great to be here. It is really great to be here, Mike, and it is, as I'm seeing Corey on this board is saying, who's ready for the weekend? I for one, am ready for the weekend. Like, sometimes you get to Friday and you're just ready. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm excited for the 3-day weekend.
Me too, man. I can't wait for it to get here, brother. I'm gonna be celebrating the holiday with the Yinzer Nation.
That's right, baby. We'll be here Monday morning. We'll be here to Monday at our regular time. Well, everybody else is taking the day off. Everybody else is taking the day to picnic, get together. We will be here doing what we do. So we hope that you check us out and join us Monday at our regular time, Mike, because all the radio stations, they tend to the guys take their days off. the DJs, the radio personalities, but not here at the Two Dum Yinzers, baby. This train keeps rolling no matter what the hell goes on. We'll be here Monday. Everybody will be sleeping in the media, but we'll be here doing what we do, getting ready for week 2 of the OTAs this spring.
Hell yeah, brother. It does not stop here at the two Dum Yinzers, brother.
It really doesn't. It's around the clock thing that we got going on. Like there's literally, I can't think of an hour during the day that either you or myself aren't working on something for the show in some capacity. Again, it's very, very. I'm addicted. I don't know. I just don't know. The thing is, we're probably going to make it to about 10,000 shows because I just don't think that I'm going to be able to stop at any point ever. Yes, I do get tired, and again, I'll probably sleep the weekend away. However, at the end of the day, Mike, we'll probably be doing this in 2050, to be honest, because I just don't know if my nervous system will ever allow me to put it down permanently.
Me either, brother. Like every day, I can't wait to come on here and do
Kind of
the show.
therapeutic.
It is too, man. Like even the days when I'm tired, when the lot lizards want me to come back to bed with them. No, I'm like, no, I got to come do a show.
And as I said, I'm sure some people will be on, but I just do know that a lot of people generally do take this holiday, Mike. But you know what I say? Kiss my black ass. I'm going to be here Monday. I'm going to be enjoying Memorial Day, Steeler Nation. Go F yourselves and
I've been meaning to talk to you about your black ass. You probably should get that taken a look at.
Hey, don't you worry about my black ass. My couple things before we do get rolling today, before I do get started on the board, I do want to say welcome, everybody to the terrible board. Glad to see us today. This is Friday, Memorial Day weekend. Like I'm still, you can hear the cough drops still sloshing around in my mouth. Again, when I'm not on the air and I'm not eating cough drops, I'm a wreck. So again, I just ask that you bear with me here for another couple days till this, whatever the hell is going on. Like it's the cold and the heat and because when it's hot out, you go with the air conditioning, and then when it's cold out, you go with the heat. Yeah. So it's constantly one back to the other, and something's going on at the top of my throat. And again, if you could bear with me for a couple more days, I promise it will get better.
It better get better. This is I can't take it. I don't like seeing you sick.
A few things before we do get started, and you know what? I don't know. I have for some reason I have a pretty good immune system. I don't know how. I don't know why. At this point in my life, I don't get sick anymore. It's this. I have this little, but it's going to go away in a couple of days. This is just kind of where I'm at right now, but I'm sure that will change one day. A few things before we do get started. Mike, okay, we talked about the media briefly, and this is just a quick beef that has nothing to do with anything. just a complaint of mine. Throw it on my list of everything that I hate. Mike, media availability. I hate this term. I hate it. And I'm going to tell you why I hate media availability. Because back in the day, that used to just be an interview. Back in the day, that used to be just a press conference. Even Mike, as far back as a couple years ago, that term itself, I never even heard it. But I have one more. Here it is, the presser. Mike, that was next. Why do they do this again? It's like the word of the day. You know how I hate that. You know how I hate the word that that nobody knows, but when somebody says it, it kind of gains some momentum. Everybody starts using it to sound like they are smart.
The score
bug. I hate it. I kick that score bug out of here. But Mike, this is the same thing with me. Again, it was an interview years back. Then it was a press conference. Then it was a presser. Now it's media availability. Why don't you just stop? Just stop. And again, irrelevant. It means nothing to nothing, but to me, Mike, it is on my list of things to hate.
I put it on the list.
All right.
It's there. Don't worry, brother. I got you.
Rightfully so. Also, a few more things, guys. Listen, I don't know. I'll get into this in a second, I guess. Let me get on the board. I do want to say what up to everybody. This is Memorial Day weekend. Welcome to the show. It's a big 3-day weekend for a lot of people. But again, we will be here Monday and doing what it is that we do. So we hope to see everybody back then, getting ready for week 2 of the OTAs for the spring here, guys. Let's jump on the board. I do want to say what's up to my man, to Sheik. I'm sorry, Steeler Sheik in the house. Always great seeing the Steeler Sheik in the house, my man. Thank you, sir, for being here. We appreciate you. Corey, my man, also Corey Beavers from over at Don't Drink That, the podcast. He says, hey, fellas, who's ready for the weekend? I'm ready. I'm ready for the weekend myself. 3-day weekend. That's right. Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento, California. Always great seeing Tortilla on the terrible board. Hope you're ready to go, baby. This is Friday. It is Friday. Heading into the big weekend, my friend. Steeler Sheik says, here we go. John, always great seeing Dude on the terrible board. He says, afternoon, fellas. Afternoon to you, John. Hope things are going good for you. Maybe some picnics, some family gatherings for you this weekend. The original OG, Yinzer Joe. What's up, everybody? Yinzer Joe, the OG. Man, always great to see you here on this Memorial Day weekend. Always great anyway. But right now, my man, hope you're ready for the big weekend. Corey says this. I saw a clickbait video that says Will Howard was in control at training camp with a picture of Aaron Rodgers looking pissed at the podium. I couldn't even entertain it.
Rage bait at its finest.
I do want to say welcome to Kyla. Welcome to the show, Kyla. Great to have you here. Kyla says hi. I want to say hello back and welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Glad to see you. Just Learning, my man. What's going on, brother? All the way from New Mexico. Just Learning says can't stop, won't stop. P. Diddy, that's right, baby. My man, all the way from New Mexico. Great to see you, Just Learning. Tortilla got to 1,000 episodes before Cleveland got a Super. Can you believe? Listen, and they had about 100-year head start on us. We're going to get to the 1,000th episode before the Cleveland Browns even reach a Super Bowl. And again, they had a little bit of a head start. Gotta love it. Let's go down here to Corey. Corey, don't drink that says this. Sorry, like frost, or sounds like frostbite. The uncharacteristic for this time of year. You can't rot away just yet. Han John. What's up, Han John? Always great seeing you as well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. A moment of silence for the Bush family. Yes, Kyle Bush. 41 years old. I don't know. I know a lot of people either love or you hate or you just don't pay attention to NASCAR, but a big name. Kyle Busch at 41 passes away yesterday after dealing with a severe sickness, I guess. So that stinks for him, man. And it stinks for the NASCAR world. Again, that's a big name. There's names that you know, even if you're not into the sport, and Bush certainly is one of them. Let's go to Dude said the Invisible Man may have visited your throat. He may have. Speaking of which, and this would be a good time to throw it in. Yesterday, I made a comment about having fluid gushing in my eyes back in the playoff game between the Steelers and the Browns in the early 2000s. And I just wanted to make myself clear before anybody got any wrong ideas. My oldest son was 3 years old at the time. And we had a bunch of kids' toys at the house, and we had one of them squishy, you know, the things you kind of, I don't know, they got like liquid in them, and you squeeze like a ball. It's a rubber ball. Well, anyway, I'm laying on the couch. He's sitting on the love seat, and I have the game on, and I'm like, my hand's like this, and I'm squeezing the ball, and that fucking thing exploded, dude, right in my hand as I'm squeezing it, watching the game, and all that fluid, I don't know what it is, if it's soap or what, but it shot through my fingers. It went in my eyes. And I jumped up like the fuck. I'm like, because you don't know what's in there. I thought, is there chemicals? Am I going to die? Am I going to be blind? What's going on? So I shuffle off to the bathroom and start washing my eyes out. But that specifically was during that particular game, like we were talking about. That Cleveland Browns had the lead over the Steelers in that playoff game in the early 2000s. The Steelers come back, win that playoff game, and then go on, of course, to lose the following week to Tennessee at the end of the game. That whole debacle that you could remember. But Mike, that was exactly what I was talking about. It was just crazy. You throw them things against the wall, you hit people with them, you smash them, you squeeze them, you twist them, everything you do. I'm sitting there watching the game, just squeezing it like this. Fucker exploded right in my eyes.
All I got from that conversation, brother, was you were squeezing some balls and you got some gooey stuff in your eye.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, brother.
Let's move on.
Let's keep getting better. I squeeze them, I'm smashing them against the wall. It's like, we're going down a dark path here.
Let's go right here to Just Learning says, just drink a hot toddy. I had coffee earlier, kind of clear my, I don't know if that even does anything, but then I drank my hot water. So again, I got some things going on. This cough drop. We'll make it. Let's do scoot along here. Somber Ryan picks the strangest things to nip. That's what they tell me. I don't know. It's just me. It's just my normal being, but I do want to say what's up to you, Somber. Always great to see Somber all the way from Los Angeles, California. Just Learning says, I hate gas. Yeah, no shit, man. Gas prices. The original OG Yinzers. I don't know where everyone else is at, but I opened my pool and found out it's going to rain all next weekend and all next week in Ohio. I tell you what, Yinzer Joe, depending on where you're at in Ohio with that pool, I might take the trek to Ohio one day, because summertime, I've been thinking that lately, Mike. It's just a swimming pool in the summertime when it's 90 degrees would be fantastic. I haven't been in a pool in ages. I haven't been in a swimming pool, man.
I was actually in a swimming pool last year, man. I was in the wave pool last year. We got to get you in one of those, brother.
Well, Why? Because I can't swim. I'm probably just going to go into the part where it goes up to my waist, and I'll walk around in circles or get down really low, like I'm pretending that I'm floating. That's my whole thing is I do as well. But again, whole other story for a whole other day. The pool sounds awesome. I've been thinking about a swimming pool for the past couple of years as it's been being hot in the summertime. Maybe a surprise visit to Yinzer Joe this summer. Let's go here to Corey. Corey says this: you guys will reach 10,000 episodes before Cleveland has a 12-win season. I'd put my money on it. Let's go here. Steelers Sheik says, what are your expectations for the Steelers this season? And he follows that up by saying, how many wins will we win? Let me go through a couple more of these messages, and we will get to that. I think that's a good question to kind of get the show started today. Sheik also asks this: do you expect us a chance at the Super Bowl or at least the playoff win? I do. Like I said, we'll get right back to it. Tortilla says, we're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Going to the Super Bowl. Cody in the house. He says this: Mike has balls explode in his face all the time. Nothing new for him. Let's see what else. Tyrone in the house.
Oh, I didn't mean to flip off Tyrone. I was still for Cody. I'm sorry, Tyrone. I apologize.
Tyrone says this: Mike, he says, JPJ's the GOAT. I agree. How are you, my friend? Good to see you on this Memorial Day weekend. 3-day weekend. Has everybody got 3 days off this weekend? Let me know. Let's go here to Steelers Sheik says, I think we have a better roster than we did last year. I do too. Easily. Just by adding wide receivers. Listen, not even by adding. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to come down here a little bit. Let's look at Ken. Ken says this: I am right directly smack dab in the middle of Ohio, and this shit absolutely sucks. I'm so sick of these atmospheric rivers that just seem to dump right down on us over and over and over again. Mike, I found somebody that is angry as I am. Ken, welcome to the show. I can relate to you, my friend. Maybe the world could kiss your black ass like they're going to kiss my black ass. It's just the mood I'm in. Ken, welcome to the show. I totally agree with you, and I just couldn't imagine that it wouldn't be any better than that in Ohio anyway, but that's just me. Don't go by me. Let's go on. Welcome to the show. 420, my man. Something tells me I'm going to like this guy. Let's go here to Cody. He says, you see how casual he was. I seen that. Very, it caught my attention. It did catch my attention, Cody. Welcome to the show, Cody. Always great seeing you. We missed you yesterday. Corey says, this is my conspiracy. Brain told me as soon as Aaron announced this was for sure his last season that he would go out with the second Super Bowl. That's also something that I do have on my my notes to talk about. We're going to get into that today. I do want to say what's up to Christine. Always great seeing Christine on the terrible board. Hope you're ready for the big Memorial Day weekend. And right here, Cody says, days off. What's that? I agree. Who needs them? Christine. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know he was sick, so it kind of caught me by surprise, but I'm sure people that are into NASCAR may have known. But yeah, you hate to see it. 41 years old, come on.
Right?
I mean, that's Aaron Rodgers' age. That's, if Aaron Rodgers would have passed away this week, it's and again, a big name in NASCAR. Hands on, I don't work on Mondays, so I have a 3-day weekend. That's perfect, man. It's perfect. Lindsay says, hey, what's going on, Lindsay? Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. We're all the way from right here in the Berg. And Rick 2, Z2Q7K, what's up? Great having you on the terrible board. Great having you on the show, Rick. I hope you're ready for Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're ready for some Pittsburgh Steelers talk because it's about to go down today right here on the Dum Yinzers show. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 970. Again, just 30 short episodes away from the big 1,000. Big things coming out this summer for the two Dum Yinzers. We're very proud of. We're working very hard at it to make sure that it'll be fun for everybody, guys. As again, we are just 30 shows away from the big 1,000 and the 5-year anniversary of the show. Let's go back down to Rick here. Mark Malone, what's up? Always great seeing Mark Malone in the house. I'm doing a 7-day weekend, Mark. Mark always has the answer. I got to be honest with you. That is the best answer of all. A 7-day weekend. That's where it's at, Mike.
Dude, I just realized, because I'm on vacation, I'm like, it feels like it's winding down because Friday gets here. Like, I don't go back on my normal day because the holiday, my day off gets pushed back. I'm off, including today, for the next 5 days. This is awesome.
Yeah, Mike has been on vacation, and it's as I said, it's been good. He's been getting things done here at the show. We've certainly been liking that. Sorry, we certainly been liking that. So great to see everybody today. Let me jump on right here. Rick says on Summer, what's happening, man? What show right here? The two Dum Yinzers, baby. Welcome to the show, Rick. Glad to have you. And Mike, it's only we're a month away from summer. If you can believe that, it's still spring for another 30 days. Where it's going to be summer. And Mike, and then after we get to 1 month from now, the days are going to start getting shorter again, all the way till the end of the year. So I'm appreciating this time right now in Western PA. It still hasn't been too hot. It hasn't been unbearable. We had a couple days, but Mike, again in May, where it is, I'm okay with this. And you know what? It beats the ice and the snow and everything like that for me, at least. Here's the thing. I realize this. In the summer, you always want it to be cooler, but in the winter, you always want it to be warmer. So I can't be made happy.
No, you can't be made happy. I can be made happy. Give me the cold winter months, and I'm a happy man. You'll just see me under a pile of blankets. But the summer, you're about to see a naked vanilla thunder go running through the parking lot.
Oh fuck. Let's go on, please. I'm gonna go right here to Ken. I do want to say welcome to Ken. Ken says, "Yeah, I've been a distant watcher of you guys. Love it. We appreciate you, Ken. Of course, thank you. Born in Pittsburgh, steel mills closing forced us out. Moved to Canton, then down to here. But forever Steelers, Penguins, Pirates. Well, we value
Hell
you,
yeah, brother.
Ken. And again, this is what you, Ken. You are what gets what the show runs on. The show runs on the voice of Steeler Nation. This is not it's not like all the other shows, guys. It's not about us. The show is about you. It's about your voice, and it's about getting it out there so everybody hears every Yinzer's voice, Mike, because again, that's what really matters. We want to give people that we want to give people that platform to be able to express themselves. And here's the thing, even if it's a terrible opinion, it's still an opinion. It's a Steeler fan. We love all you guys. That's why we do what we do, and we do.
It's not the me show. It's not the you show. It's our show.
It's the Yinzer show, baby.
It's the Yinzer show.
Let's go right here to Vegas,
ours, baby.
My man, Vegas, all the way from Las Vegas says this: Vegas NASCAR fans and the NASCAR fans around the world are devastated. I can imagine. Let me ask you, Vegas. I'm sorry. Did people know that he was sick, Kyle Busch? Because from what I read, it was a severe illness that he had and he passed. Did people know, the NASCAR fans, were they in the know of this? Maybe some people, maybe, again, I was surprised, but again, I don't follow NASCAR. So again, it sounds pretty devastating. I hope they could keep it together. Again, was this something that was well known? Did people know about him being sick? Lindsay, it's not, it's still too cold out here. Yeah, it's colder today. The beginning of the week, though, was in the 90s. And this is why I'm sick. This is why I have the issues that I have. At least some of them. Tyrone in the house. My man, Vegas already 81 here. I just get hot when I think of Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sounds hot to me.
It's not bad. The few times I've been out there, I deal with the heat a whole hell of a lot better out there than here.
Let's go here. Dude says can't take enough clothes. Yeah, you're right. But you know what? I agree. But I like being able to walk out of the house without having to put anything on. I hate grabbing a jacket. I hate getting a sweatshirt. I like if I wanted to get up and go right now. That's what I hate that. I just like to get out and go. With the winter, it's the scraping and the shoveling and the slipping and the falling and the fuck. I guess I don't know. Let's continue to move on though. Go right here. We got Ty in the house. Christine says Vegas. I remember watching his first NASCAR race. He was my driver from day one. Best driver to ever get in a car. I like some of these names that these NASCAR guys have. There's an Allmendinger. I seen a couple of names that caught my attention.
Okay, Allmendinger's in the wrong sport. That guy should be a power hitting third baseman.
Yeah, I need an Allmendinger on my squad. Also, there's like a Ginsbergus. I don't know. They have like the craziest names. I looked into it a little bit. I'm like the names on some of these people. Allmendinger.
He sounds like he should be my lawyer.
Yeah. And then the list goes on. I mean, there are a bunch of names that are totally notable. Let's do scoot on the board here a little bit. I do want to thank you for that, Christine. Vegas says this Kyle is the Vegas NASCAR GOAT. Okay. Tyrone, that's just cold, Lindsay. Ken says, yeah, but it's dry. That's the difference. Absolutely. It's that dry heat. Somber in the house, my man. Just a friendly reminder for those who don't know, Memorial Day is for honoring and remembering our lost service members. Please do not approach active duty or a veteran and say thank you for your service. I don't know. Yeah, I just say it generally. I get on the air and I just say it. I just say Happy Memorial Day. I don't really approach anybody. Somber followed up by saying wrong holiday. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says Kyle complained about his sinuses for a while. He even had the NASCAR main doctor see him like a month ago after a race due to his sinuses. That's scary. You know, one day here you are, you're rich, you're a race car driver, you're racing 200 miles an hour. Next day your sinuses hurt. Next day you're dead. Where's the justice in this? Vegas, that's really stinks. Christine, only 41 also. Yeah, that's terrible. Dick Trickle, that is a name that I'll never forget. Yep. Dick Trickle, of course, on his report card would always come back Trickle Dick, because our names were always first on our report cards and other forms, of course, in life. Trickle Dick was a name that I certainly picked up on earlier on in my life. It was always funny. Han John says 2 weeks out at Watkins Glen. He requested medical attendance after the race. He was dealing with the sinus issue, then made worse by the G-forces and added altitude changes. That's terrible. Again, 41 years old, man.
It's rough.
Dude, 65 and sunny, not asking for much, LOL. And finally, Somber says, that wasn't aimed at anybody, just speaking. I know, no, that's all good, my man. It's all good. Corey says, I was medically discharged out of the Navy boot camp 2 weeks before graduation. You know what's crazy? I don't know if it's... I've been watching a bunch of these reaction videos of people reacting to Full Metal Jacket. What a great movie this was. The Full Metal Jacket movie, the Stanley Kubrick film from 1987, I think. And I like watching people react because I remember how I felt the very first time I watched Full Metal Jacket. And I don't know if I'm just in the mood or what, but I've watched about 6 of them this week. People reacting to Full Metal Jacket. I get into that. I don't know why. I like to see people react to things that I found interesting when I reacted to in real time. It's fun. I don't know. See how people react and how they think. Let's go right here. We're going to go to Hands John says this Wednesday, he was doing a race simulator and became unresponsive. He was admitted Thursday morning and passed due to severe. Oh my gosh. It's like he wasn't sick then. The way I understood it, like he was sick, but I mean, come on, they just thought he had a sinus infection, as early as this week. That's crazy. Corey says, I don't like people telling me thank you for my, and that's why, again, I just kind of generally do it on the air. I know you never know how people are going to appreciate, or like I said, people have different preferences. So I will certainly say Happy Memorial Day on the show. But again, I do try to avoid people for the most part, like most people do anymore. I'm no different than anybody else. Han John says respiratory issues. That's great as I'm dealing with my respiratory issue with this.
No, this is all I'm going to hear. I'm going to get messages from him. I'm older than Kyle Busch. It's going to happen to me.
I'll be dead by Sunday. Let's go here to Somber. Great metal, absolutely great movie. Full Metal Jacket. The whole movie is fantastic. A lot of people say after boot camp ends, the movie no, the movie doesn't stick after.
I think it's even better. I think it becomes a better movie once they get past that. It's like the tonal shift of the movie too, because you see the effects at the end of like Joker's whole experience, and it's that whole thing. It's not just the boot camp; it's boot camp and the war and how he changed the whole thing. Great fucking movie. Hamburger Hill, I like more than Full Metal Jacket, but I think that might be my favorite Vietnam movie.
I like Hamburgers better than Full Metal Jacket, but for the sake of the movie,
I'm just saying. Like now I'm just thinking about all these great movies.
I know, and I'm hungry as hell.
We turned into a movie podcast.
Well, I'm hungry as hell, so stop it. Let's go here to Mark Malone, my man, Mark Malone, the myth, the man, the legend. Right here on our terrible board, Mark Malone, always great seeing you. He says Full Metal Jacket, the GOAT movie. I couldn't agree more. And it's one of these movies that I got to be in a mood for, but when I get in the mood for it, I get ridiculously in the mood for it. Like right now, like I've been watching these reactions all week, but I've went years without watching it. So I have a handful of movies, a plethora of movies like that. But right now, this is where I'm at, perhaps because it's Memorial Day week. I don't know. I don't even know why. It just kind of organically happened. Let's go to Somber. So, what's your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't your mommy and daddy give you enough attention as a kid? And then that's when that what got, you know what, again, and a lot of these reactors, they're like, oh my God, the drill sergeant, how could he die? He was a main part of this. And then you say, okay, well, Pyle, well, then he fucking dies. How's this going to go? So it's a fantastic movie. And if you're craving the drill sergeant or Pyle throughout the duration of the movie, maybe it sucks for you in that way. But again, once you watch it a few times and you really appreciate this movie, you really, really do appreciate Full Metal Jacket. Let's go to Vegas. It would be nice if our leaders cared as much about our armed force members as they do about making. You're right. Here's the thing, Vegas. It's been this way forever. You know, everybody now is getting so hype. They're getting so hypersensitive about politics. But this is never. Things aren't different than they've been forever. Our politicians have been corrupt for a long, long time, and that's both sides of the fence, bro. Let's scoot down here to Corey. Corey says this. He says, I just say that because I didn't do anything where you did, though. You signed your name on a line to take a position where your life could have been on the line had it been called upon to serve your country. So you did. You made a sacrifice. Well, just because your period of time wasn't a wartime or anything crazy, you made a conscious agreement to sacrifice yourself basically for your country. So for that reason, maybe you don't think it that way, but somebody has to do it. And if you didn't volunteer, you know, that's one person less that's not doing it. So that's just my opinion. Again, I don't want to argue people's patriotism today. It's not the day to do it. I try to avoid people constantly, Lindsay says.
Too. I'm right there with Lindsay.
Tyrone, yes, I can see that. Also, she says that to Lindsay, yes, I can see that. Ken says, yeah, I like Full Metal Jacket over Platoon. I mean, these characters are just great. They're just great. You're watching the whole Pyle thing play out. He comes in, he's goofy, and then he's smiling, and then he gets smacked in the head a few times, and then he starts beasting out. Then he has a jelly donut, and it's a great movie. A fantastic movie. Let's continue on the line. On the line here, Glory. Glory is a classic, of course, the Civil War movie. Absolutely.
Damn good one.
My dad actually used to be a Civil War reenactor, if you can believe that, Mike. He would dress up. He would, he's a history buff, and he would go to Gettysburg during the 4th of July holiday because that's the 3 days the war was fought in Gettysburg, and he would dress up in the heat, and they had these wool. He was always a Union, a North fighter, and they would have these wool costumes, and you'd be out there fucking shooting each other, and it was just so hot. But that he loved it. He was just such a history guy, and loved the wars, learning about them. And I never understood the love for it. But you know what? When you have a passion, you don't care. You don't care what the fuck, and you just do it. You know. Let's scoot up here to Vegas. Vegas says, lighten up, Francis will always be one of my favorite movie lines. Somber said, I thought I heard meth, the man, the legend, the meth, the man, the legend, the method man, and the legend, whatever it may be. Let's go here to Tortilla. Spoilers. There it is, Mark Malone. There's that jelly donut. If he would have just had that damn lock on his foot locker, that would have never happened with that donut. That Pyle. Let's get back to the board. I do want to go right here. I want to say what's up. I want to say what's up to my man RB. If you are missing RB, you're right there with us. We miss RB too, but RB puts in a lot of work in his job, and I got to be honest, what he's doing in his job is actually amazing. I do want to say, so do be sure to throw in a what's up when you do see RB on the board. It's not for his lack of effort or wanting to be here. He's a very busy person at his job, and I can respect that. RB on the board. He says this Derpy is a lieutenant, Mike, in the Salvation Army. Derpy is a lieutenant in the Salvation Army.
Sounds about right.
I always love hearing from RB. I like that. Derpy is the lieutenant in the Salvation Army. Let's go here to Vegas. He says this, how do you get promotion in the armed forces? It can't be based on
KD ratio.
What is that? What is KD
Kill
ratio?
death ratio. Gotcha. It's in Call of Duty. Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's also go. My board is being a little screwy today. I meant my soundboard is. Let's go here to Vegas. I'm sorry, we did get Vegas. Let's scoot down to Cody. Cody says best war movie is Tropic Thunder.
Want some? Get some. Follow me, you limp dick fuckers.
Just Learning says your friends tried to make it with the cows. Stripes somber. Here goes Cody. Vegas, I thought Derpy was the VP of the Lollipop Guild. I'm about to put Derpy's ass on a milk carton is what I'm going to fucking do. Think about Derpy. I mean, he disappears. Like, I mean, entirely. Like last week, we didn't hear from him on, even in the group chat. And then Sunday, he gets a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm going to do this Sunday nerd show." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm so sorry, man." And blah, blah, blah. He's going on and on. He's like, "I'll be on tomorrow." And then you don't hear from him for a week. I'm thinking I'm serious about firing him.
Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
I mean, all he's doing is pissing me off. Don't tell me you're going to be here if you're not going to be here. That's the thing. I wouldn't care. I would just come on the show and bust your balls a little bit. But, don't say, "Hey, dude, I apologize for not being there. I'll be there tomorrow," and then again disappear. I'm about to can his ass.
Don't give a man hope.
Because again, don't fucking lie. Don't, you know what I mean? You didn't have to say that you would be here. And that would have been just fine. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
It's just pissing me off is what he's doing. Cody says those guys are American heroes.
Tropic Thunder, baby. They may be soldiers, but we actors, baby.
Let's go right here to the original Yinzer Joe. Did I say something, guys? I don't know. Just was wondering. I asked a question. Oh, I'm sorry. And let me say this. If I ever do miss a question or a comment, I usually did miss it. I don't generally skip. I don't. You know me. I read everything. If somebody puts a smiley face up, I read it sometimes. So, again, at the end of the day, Joe, I don't. I apologize if we did miss it. I certainly didn't do it on purpose. Again, listen, I respond even Tater at his every comment. So again, at the end of the day, just kind of assumed that I missed it or looked over it. But let me scoot back here just a little bit. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, like sometimes, like if it's weird, like sometimes the messages that will come up on YouTube sometimes don't pull up on our restream board, and sometimes they show up on restream but not YouTube. It's weird how sometimes they filter them out. Not on our end. Ryan says, man, we tried to read everything. Ain't personal, Yinzer Joe. The only questions I ever once skipped are anything Cody says, but I've been vetoed on that.
I'm going to be honest. I don't see Yinzer Joe for since way back. So again, I don't know. I don't know, Joe. I throw it up here again. Again, I do apologize. Let's keep this thing going. Let's go right here to End of Days. What's up, End of Days? Great seeing you as well. Always great seeing End of Days on the Terrible Board. Welcome. He says the season can't start soon enough. Rodgers is good for 10 wins. I think easy. I think we get 10 wins this year. I truly do. And Mike, I think you add a couple. There's going to be a surplus on that 10 this year.
I think so too. 13 wins, baby.
Cody says Mike sacrifices goats. Also, Tyrone says just not JPJ. There you go. Spies Like Us was a good movie, absolutely, in the 80s as well, too, especially when those women soldiers showed up. Corey says this. He says, have you guys seen Space Force with Steve Carell? They made fun of the National Guard and tell the general that they're not even as important as the Salvation Army. I have not. I have not seen that. Vegas says this. Derpy is on a special undercover assignment. Perhaps maybe he's doing something very important out there.
He's doing something under the covers,
something that we don't know about. Derpy's out there. Somber says sounds like Cody. He popped up in the group chat yesterday after a hiatus. Tyrone, Mike Tomlin him well, boo him, kick him out of town. Let's scoot down here to Vegas. What do you mean those people? I don't know. Did I say those people? I don't even know what I would have meant. But
what do you mean those people?
And I'll be honest, I don't retain. I forget already. So
it's a quote from Tropic Thunder.
Gotcha. Let's go here to Somber. He says, I only see Yinzer Joe's comment about that. Me too. About the swimming pool. So again, I don't know what's going on. Yinzer Joe, I apologize. Sometimes YouTube is just shitty. Sometimes I acknowledge that. But I agree. That's the only thing I see here from Yinzer Joe. Hand John says, that's the facts, Jack. Vegas says, has anyone hired Matt Canada? Isn't he? I think he's hiring. He's coaching high school football. I think he's coaching high school football or something. He's doing something. I think. Let's go here to Cody. Your derpy voice is hilarious. Trying to sound like a 13-year-old boy in his mom's basement is hard. Right? It is. It really, especially with this element I'm dealing with, which is probably just like extra saliva in my fucking throat or something. I'm being a big girl. I didn't think you guys purposely skipped my questions, LOL. So it took me. Okay, we got you back here. He says, so it looked to me because I was advertising my family's pool business on Facebook. Absolutely not, dude. throw it up there, man. We'll happily talk about it for you. Mark Maloney says this. Yeah, you definitely don't want to know about Derpy's undercover assignments. I do not. Let's go to Somber. Somber says this, Mike, unless you posted a link, it should show up. And Corey at Don't Drink That says this. He says, I heard Derpy started his own mentally handicapped cover band called System of the Downs, or System of the Down Syndrome, I guess you could say. That's very good, Corey. Also, and RB says YouTube added an option in chat that it's top comments only, and it's the default setting. So there you go. RB just pointed out that YouTube added a option in the chat that is top comments only, and that's the default setting. So I don't know if you have to piss around with that. Try that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into. I'm pulling up YouTube too, so I'm gonna check out and see what the fuck's going on with the boys. See if I can fix some stuff.
Who you fit? What are you checking out?
I was pulling up the YouTube channel, see if I can filter the comments too to make sure it shows everything, make sure everything's working properly.
That's been an option for years. What Somber said, guys, let's get to some sports here. A lot going on in town. Just learning, he invited us to a pool party. I'm in. See, I thought that was it. I thought maybe whenever I invited myself to Yinzer Joe's house for the pool party, he stopped. He's like, oh, you know what? That's enough for these guys. Let's get to it, guys. A lot of sports going on this weekend here in the bag. Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike, they win the series over the Cardinals. That's right. They scored 19 points in the 3 games against the Cardinals. They win the series 2 games to 1 with a 6-2 win yesterday, wrapping up the series for the Pirates. The Pirates improved to 26-24. They ain't going to take any time off. They're going to be back at it today, going up to Canada. Mike, get them passports out. We're going to Canada to play the Blue Jays today. The Pirates start a weekend series with the Blue Jays. This game is at 7:07.
7:07.
Notice the odd stop. 7:07. That is the start time for this game in Toronto. So I don't know what they do in Canada, but there you go. 7:07.
Like 7:05, 7:10,
Right.
7:15, 7:07.
Yeah. That's how I set my alarm clock. I never have my alarm clock set on a normal time. It has to be like 8:03, 9:51, 6:13. What?
Why though?
So I can sleep. I don't know. I can't sleep right if I just can't. Just leave me alone. Let me move on. Mike, the game today, game 1 of 3 from the Pirates Blue Jays series today at 7:07. Also, the Pittsburgh Passion having the week off last week. Of course, that is our women. And when I talk about women, guys, these chicks can play football. Our chicks, Mike, the Pittsburgh Passion back at it after a week off. They are 2-0 to start the season. They're back at it against the Cincinnati Cougars in Cincinnati this weekend, and then they'll be home for 3. So this is what I'm waiting for, Mike. I can't wait to get out and see the ladies. Mike, Micaiah Chavez, all the girls from the Pittsburgh Passion, bringing it, always competitive, Mike. They are back at it this weekend at Cincinnati.
Dude, they're badasses.
Yeah, they really are.
They really are. Like some of those women play harder than the dudes do. And they take that shit seriously too. It's not a joke to them out there. They're fucking hitting and sticking.
They are. I recommend, guys. They're on YouTube. You can pull them up at any time. And a lot of their past games right here on YouTube. Just type in Pittsburgh Passion, and you get a bunch. And you will see. You will see that it's not just girls playing football, guys. These chicks could they hit. They play really well. And again, the Pittsburgh team, Mike, always at the top of the food chain. So good luck to them. That is tomorrow. And finally, Mike, the Riveters, our female soccer team, they're back at it for their second game after winning their first game of the season. Mike, they're playing Flower City tomorrow at 7:00. So we have the women. They're going to be playing all weekend, Mike. Football, American football. That's all going on, and the Pittsburgh Pirates, a big series. The UFL also, guys, if you want to watch some American football, you can turn on your TV tonight, Saturday, or Sunday. The UFL, Mike, week 9, just 1 week after this week left in their regular season. Always a good sign for NFL because you know it's getting closer. UFL week 9 this week, Mike. 1 game today, DC at Orlando. That's an 8:00 start. Tomorrow, there's 1 game, Birmingham at Columbus. That's a 3:00 start. Sunday, you have the Renegades at Louisville. That is a 4:00 start. In St. Louis at the Gamblers, Mike, that is a 7:00 start Sunday. So if you do want a little bit of American football on your TV over the weekend, you do have that for Memorial Day weekend. So there is a lot of sports to check out. And, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be back at OTAs Tuesday next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That will wrap up the 10-day the 10-day OTA program that they are currently in. So 3 days next week, starting Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then the following Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, Mike, the camp schedule was released yesterday. Mike put it up on the board, so that is all out there. It's available. Saturday Night Lights, Mike. No Friday Night Lights. What's up with that?
I don't like that. It's the only thing McCarthy's done that I do not like.
Not a fan, but
Thunder scared of some changes. Coaching staff change, that's fine, but Friday Night Lights. There was a book, there was a movie, there's a TV show. Friday Night Lights. McCarthy, there is no Saturday Night Lights. I'm worried about this.
You're not afraid of change. You're just afraid of the dark. That's why you don't like this. But that's
true. That's true. But Friday Night Lights, man, it rolls off the tongue. Saturday Night Live. Mike McCarthy. Saturday Night Live, not Saturday Night Lights. It's this is strike one against Big Mac.
A lot to get into today, Mike, about our Steelers. Let me get to the board and catch up a little bit, and then we're going to get into some Steeler talk. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. Good evening, even for the Sheik, for P in Japan. Guys, welcome, everybody, wherever you may be coming. We love having you here. We love seeing you. Welcome to the show. Let's talk some Steelers, huh? Let me grab a couple more of these messages, and we are going to get into it. We're going to get into it hardcore. Let's do this. Somber, let's see. We got that. All the way to System of a Downs. Here we go. He's invited us to a pool party. LOL. He did. He did. And he didn't, but I'm gonna invite everybody, and we're just gonna show up one day. That's what's gonna happen in Ohio at Yinzer Joe's house. Somber. We got that's we're in the right place. Vegas says pool party is over if Derpy belly flops all the water out again. Oh God. See again, my board just crazy. I don't know. I might have to be without my soundboard today. I don't like it. Let's go here to Somber. Somber says that's wild. LOL. Wait a minute. What did I miss? I missed something. RB says this Somber. I've never had it until last week. Cody says LeBron said ain't no party like a Diddy party. Also, let's go here to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. He says this. 26-24. We're going to have to start calling the city middle of the Paxburg. Listen, here's the thing about baseball I'm learning, though. There's usually 2 or 3 teams in the league that they dominate the whole season. They just do. It's usually the Braves. It's usually the Cardinals sometimes. The Yankees are teams that do this. But if you hang around 500 in baseball, you put yourself in a position to be in position at the end of the year. This is what I'm learning about baseball because I've been away so long because the Pirates have been terrible for 30 years. But what I'm seeing is, Mike, the teams that are all, because again, we're 2 games over. We're an arm's length of we're in arm's length of a playoff spot. Plus, you added all those wild cards. So again, in baseball, everybody would love to be great. But at the end of the day, I just don't think that you have to be great. And a lot of times, Mike, those teams that dominate the whole way through, they get eliminated in the playoffs. They must have busted their load during the season and didn't have anything left when the playoffs started. So again, this is new ground for us anyway. Being 26-24, believe me, don't get me wrong, we're happy about that. This team went 30 freaking years in a row being under 500. So this again, we have elite pitching, we have improved hitting. We get that bullpen. I think we could run with a lot of teams, and we'll see where it goes. Pirates generally don't look this good this time of year, even at 26-24. So do what you want with that.
Yeah, if they can get that bullpen figured out, this team's primed for something. And it just kind of sucks that the rest of all of baseball is down. The entire American League sucks. But the NL Central is the best division in baseball right now. Like, you can't have a bad game. Because if you do, next thing you know, you're 4 games behind.
You're right. And nobody's losing in this fucking division. I've never seen anything like it. The whole entire division's above 500 for one. No, that's crazy. For this far in the season, like they're a little over 30% over through the season, 30 point something percent. So again, 30%, and the Pirates are still just an arm's length of the first place position and all the wild cards. So again, it's not bad, but again, I think overall, I think we might just be generally talking about Pittsburgh sports being middle of the Paxburg. I totally get that. Hopefully that does change. Let's see, Tyrone, why you just laughing? Somber says that feature was introduced in 2017. And John says they do both themselves. So 707. Let's go here to Hand-John says this. Anthems. Lindsay's shit was funny about Braun. Right here. Ninja Joe says, what's that mean? YouTube isn't getting paid, so one can't say advertise? I don't know. Listen, you can experiment. Listen, we're all buddies here. We're all friends. Throw a couple up if you want to experiment and throw some different shit up, see how it looks. I don't care. Well, yeah, do a couple things that could help you, and also you can see if it works. And like I said, I don't care. Throw it up, man. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says, according to Google, the 707 start. Okay, back to the 707 is because of television broadcasting windows and the time for pregame ceremonies. So the 705 to 707 was such a drastic. You see what I'm saying? Even if you're doing those things that makes the time 707, why wouldn't you just do them 2 minutes earlier and make it 705? Mike? Maybe when turning on the mic would be.
Oh, shut up! I knew as soon as I spoke, but.
You see what I'm saying? Or why not
everything
3 minutes later?
Everyone else does 7:05 for all the pregame stuff. It's those sneaky Canadians. I don't trust them.
They're floppy head. Their heads that flap open when they talk. We've learned that.
Their beady little eyes.
Their beady little eyes. We learned that. But thank you, Vegas. I do trust you. I do believe that you got good information. Again, it's just freaking bizarre. Well, start 2 minutes earlier. What's the problem? Tyrone says, Cody, shut the fuck up, hamster. Cody taking it already. Somber says the delay. Vegas says Toronto games require a extra 2 minutes to accommodate the singing of both national. Is that what it is? Because I got to be honest with you, Vegas, I would buy that. If we were in a bar and you told me that, I would totally think that was the 100% truth. Because they have to sing both of the national anthems, perhaps. So
I think he might be right, because I know like the Buffalo Sabres sing both just because they're close to the border.
Yeah,
they do it for every game, and their start times might be weird too. I think we found the winner.
All right, I'll buy it. Yinzer Joe says, sorry, no derps in the pool. That's like saying no dumps in the pool, no shitting in the pool, no derpy in the pool. I got to be honest, I like it. I will not fight that one bit. Somber says, we're just talking about the live chat. Top comment feature, Ryan, to know where. Got you, bro. I appreciate you, as always, Somber. Somber's my voice of reason. He really is. He's my voice of reason from the chat board. He keeps me in line. When Mike gets me all thrown off, Sunder usually catches me. He's like my
he's the I don't know. He's your security blanket.
Yeah. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this: I'm going to the Pirates A's game next. That's fucking awesome. I got to get up to I have to get up to a Pirate game soon. Like I think maybe next week, because they have the Cubs for 4 after this Toronto series, and then they wrap up the week with 3 against Minnesota. So if any time, I guess this would be a good series, this Cubs series, to get up there and see him. Maybe just that next week. Best. Maybe Memorial Day would be a good day to go. Or maybe not, though. Maybe everybody else.
Everyone will be there
saying the same thing. Let's go to Tyrone Facts. That back half, whenever you want to be your best. Also, Vegas says baseball kind of stinks. You can lose the first 60 games straight and not be out of the playoffs. Where football is so much, every game is so important. Where baseball, every game is just part of the whole. You know, it's a whole different concept. Lindsay says, I can't wait to watch baseball. I can only watch it when the Pirates are good. I could only watch baseball when the Pittsburgh Pirates have a good team. I mean, I like sports. I generally could watch it, but again, that's the only time I could really get interested, is if the Pirates are somewhat competitive. And that's, I think, how it is with a lot of people in the Penguins in town, Mike. People say it's a hockey town, which it's not. It's a football town. And when the Penguins aren't good, people don't have that general love for hockey as they do whenever the Penguins are winning. They just don't. I'm like, okay, you're gonna listen. This is not across the board. I'm just generally speaking.
I would say we're a winning town. If you're winning, we're showing up.
Yeah, and none of our teams have won a playoff game since 2017. So keep that in mind.
And attendance shows it in a lot of places. So we're like a winning team. We're a winning sports town.
Yeah, we just need to start winning again.
And then
because right now we're just a sports town.
Yeah, I know we are. That's really what we are. But in the hierarchy, it is, Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. But when whoever's winning, that's where everyone tends to flock to.
LOL, the Braves are the best. Dude, they've been the best team in fucking baseball since the early 90s. I'm not going to sit around and beat around the bush because I don't like them. They just have a good program. They have a good organization. They have a good system. And that's something that people might say about the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? We're good. We're good. Do the Braves win the World Series every year? No, they don't. But still, they're always relevant. They're always good, and they're always competitive, Mike. Just like there's just teams out there that are like that. And the Steelers are one of them. And the Braves, I don't like the team. They knocked us out 30 years ago, which I guess I still can't be complaining about. But at the end of the day, Mike, this team, they've consistently been one of the better teams in the MLB for 30 years, decades.
Fuck them.
And I thought after that pitching trio left, it wouldn't be the same. But Mike, this team had never stopped being competitive. So good on them. Yeah. If I was a Braves fan, I would like it. Steel Loyal, what's up, my man? Always great seeing Steel Loyal in the house, all the way from North Carolina. So the weather down there is good for this Memorial Day weekend. He says, keep dreaming. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, Mike's just mad because he watches Penn State on Saturday. Somber says,
one asshole.
Same, played it for 15 years, but I don't like watching. Right. I'll go to a live game. Hockey games are a fucking blast to go live, though. I got to be honest.
They are.
And football games, of course. I love going to all games. I don't care. I got NBA games. I've been to everything. All the way to WWE pay-per-views, which is a blast. Let's go on, though. Let's continue to... But a lot of people do say that. I could 100% agree with you, Somber. Most people just don't like watching baseball. But Tyrone, he says he likes the Reds. They're competitive. They're right up there with us. Tyrone said our division is wild right now. And I couldn't... Tyrone, nobody's losing. It's fucking unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Nobody loses.
None. It sucks.
And it's only our luck. Because if we were 20 games under 500, the rest of the division would be terrible for some reason. But now that we actually have a chance, I don't think anybody in our team lost in a month, for crying out loud.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think the last time anyone lost in our division.
Vegas says only 5 AL teams. And that's up. At one point, it was only 3 or 4. In the AL, Mike, there's only 5 American League teams that are over 500. Pirates' whole entire division is over 500. Derpy's team is getting a little bit of leeway, Mike, or they're finally pulling away a little bit. I've seen that they're winning some games. Somber says a self-promotion channel is the Discord might be an idea. If someone posts a link in the chat about your business, you'd be able to find it in the Discord if they missed a stream. Just a thought. There you go. Keep that in mind as well. Yinzer Joe, Vegas says I found that on Google. Yinzer Joe, just curiosity. I have no clue about how YouTube works, and I'm not going to try that. I'd hate to get you guys into any trouble. Dude, no, you're not getting us any trouble. Just throw it up. I'm hoping this didn't. They'll probably just block me for dude. I don't think so. Mm-mm. I mean, you're allowed to self-promote yourself.
Yeah, we allow it.
Yeah, we do it. Let's see. Somber says, LOL, trust fall. Vegas says Canadians sang our anthem after there was some sort of issue with the sound system at a hockey game. I don't know if we could do that for their anthem if it happened in Vegas. Yeah. Where'd my thing go? Here we go. Let's go here. Somber says, you won't get in trouble. It's completely up to the discretion of the streamer if they want the links out in Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem at all. I wish that you would. I think it would be awesome for you. Cody says Mike muted his mic because he's looking up the answers to the daily question already. Cody is suggesting. Vegas says, is Mario the most important superstar in Pittsburgh history? I mean, he's up there for sure. I think that you would have to add a lot of Steelers could certainly fit into that list. Mario Lemieux and even Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
In baseball, we had quite a few as well. You got to remember before the early 90s, guys, the Pittsburgh Pirates were a proud franchise, winning 5 World Series. They just were. I don't know what. And here's the thing, Mike. They're right around 500 now as a franchise overall. That's after 30 years of losing baseball. So that gives you an idea how far ahead that they were when they were a relevant franchise. 30 years of losing, and they just caught up to now being 500 all time.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Nothing.
You figure what's 162 times 30? I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of fucking baseball games. You know what I mean? Let's go on. Let's go right here to Vegas. Is Mario the most? Okay, we did get that. Vegas says we can see Vanilla Thunder's screen reflecting off his shiny forehead. I don't know. I don't look at him. Let's continue on. Steel Loyal. I was born into being a Braves fan. My dad liked them in the early '90s, and I hated it. He just liked the teams that against who I didn't like or who I liked. Whoever the Pittsburgh team was playing, that's who my dad always wanted to like. He's a real joker like that.
Hey, I met your dad on numerous occasions. So that's right up his alley.
Hey. It's unbelievable. He was rooting for the Ravens. Unbelievable.
I love it. I love you, troll.
My dad is the original troll. Roman, I do want to say what's up to Roman. Roman G 3D90. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here, Roman. Wilson, we'll call you Roman Wilson. There's Roman, everybody. Welcome to the show. Tyrone, you think the Steelers playoff draw bad? The Reds haven't won a playoff game since 2012. Yeah. The Pirates went from 91 to 2013, 92 to 2013 before they won a playoff game. A couple more, and then we're going to get to our topics. Mike, we have a lot to get into today about our Steelers as we head into this Memorial Day weekend. I want to make sure we took some time today to talk to everybody, get every message in. I don't want to miss anybody. Vegas says this. I only like Greg Maddux since he is the Vegas GOAT pitcher. It was cool being able to watch his entire career with the Cubs on Atlanta. Yeah, no, absolutely. The Maddux, the Smoltz, and the Glavine. When they had those three guys, that team was, I thought, Mike, once those guys are done, this team is going to be nothing like everybody else. That just didn't happen. They continued to win baseball games for decades, even after those guys had gone.
I would love to see how Greg Maddux would do in the era now with the robo umps, because I swear that man had the biggest strike zone I've ever seen in my life. Be 5 feet off the plate and see umpires ring him up. I'm like, oh.
Hey,
great pitcher, but he had the biggest strike zone I've ever seen in my life.
Human error. That's a part of sports. Let's get here to Roman. Roman says Steelers will go 9-8 or 11-6. 9-8 or 11-6. At least it's not that 10-win season, right? Somber says this. He says my pops got drafted into the to the 1970 Cocoa Astros, so his baseball dreams died through me. Did you play? You said you played a little bit of ball. Vegas Somber, I hope your dad wasn't one of those fans harassing the little league the little league umps at and other teams' kids. Vegas says this, Mike, the Penguins leave it if not for Mario, probably.
Oh yeah.
Tyrone says this, that's dope. Somber, dad had walk-on tryouts for the Reds, but then he got custody of me. That's funny. It's crazy about how we learn about all the things our dads could have done until we came along. I'm in there with you, believe me. Somber says no, or he would have just yelled at me. At Vegas, Vegas says that's okay. Then Somber, yeah, man, he made the right choice. At Tyrone, Vegas says this. He says those calls he got versus the Indians in the World Series were crazy. Of course, talking about Maddux. Guys, let's get into some Steeler talk. Why don't we? I think I was like bugs were crawling on my skin. Not talking about.
I know. You talked about everything for an hour before you got into the Steelers.
I can't
Normally,
even
you're like 20 minutes in. You're like, it's Steeler time.
All right, let's do it, guys. Pittsburgh Steeler time. Colin Cowherd, Mike, usually goes on about the dumbest things, how the Steelers ain't going to win this many games, how this, they're going to, listen to this. The latest one from Colin Cowherd is this, Mike McCarthy. He inherited a mess, of course, but he expects the Steelers to make a big jump this season, possibly starting 6-1 or 7-0 to start the season. Mike, can you pinch me to make sure that I'm not dreaming? Did Colin Cowherd just say the Pittsburgh Steelers can start 6-1 or 7-0 because of what we have going on, Mike? Listen, I like it. I always think the Steelers are going to win. I'm not going to disagree with what he's saying, but why the sudden change in tune with Colin Cowherd?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing that you were saying that, and then I see Somber's up there too. The switch up is crazy. It is wild. Because all last season he was saying Aaron Rodgers is a bum, the Steelers are so stupid, have him here, blah blah blah. Now shoot, they're gonna be the one of the best teams in the NFL. They're gonna go on this run, and the mess that was inherited by McCarthy is more or less the exact same team we're fielding right now with a couple draft picks. So I don't know what Colin Cowherd's drinking. It's nice to see him though finally speaking some truth about the Steelers, because his team, look at the roster, it's a damn good roster. And this coach changes what we needed, that change of voice, the change of philosophy. We're going on a run, and we'll be surprising a lot of people.
Yeah. I again, I don't know what listen, again, all these people, they drive me nuts. You know that because again, they just do so many different things. I don't think that they put a lot of belief in
Yeah.
what they're saying a lot of the time because they're like anything else. You get
Hot Take Central.
mass-produced burgers are all going to taste the exact same. If you go to a burger joint, every burger is going to have it's going to taste different, delicious. It's the same thing. These national media, it's mass-produced. It has to be for everybody. So again, it doesn't have much feel behind it like a smaller business hamburger would for example. Mike, here's what we have to do. And this is what we have to do to win, or what we have to do this season. We have to win early and we have to win often. Boy, does that sound familiar? Last year we said the same exact thing. I said win early, win often, stack wins in that first half of the season because you're going to need it, as we did last year. We started good. We came out the gate 4-2, 5-2, whatever it was. We continued to win early. You get to that bye week. You get this onslaught of teams, as we seem to get every year at the same time of year. Like, you get a 5-6 game period of games that's going to be extremely difficult. My theory is this: you win early, you win often. And again, yeah, people are going to say, well, you can. Yeah, you can, but you can't. But this is what I'm saying. Win early, win often, stack your wins. That way, once you get through the bye and you start playing that tough run, you have wiggle room now. You're not going to lose a game and it's going to be so devastating, again, because every single game is so big in the NFL because of the volume of games. You have to get these wins early, Mike. Look how it effed Baltimore, and they really had a fight to come back from that 1-5 start. So again, for the Steelers, we said this last year: get them wins early. They did win early. Beat the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Yep.
Don't mess around. If there's something earlier in the season, be as serious as a heart attack. Try to win that football game. Don't say, oh, it's only the second game of the year, because guess what? If it comes down to you losing the division by one game, or you not making the playoffs by one game, that's the difference.
Yep.
That's how important the NFL is. To every single game, every single week is so important. Win early, win often, stack them when you can. That way you get to that point where you hit the bye, you can get healthy and get ready for that second half push. You're not going to win all those games. Nobody is. That's when it becomes most difficult. That's when you start to take losses. Get the wins early, get them often, stack the wins, Mike. No change from last year. That's my philosophy. That's my thought for this year for success for the Steelers.
I'm right there with you, brother. The team needs to come out of the gate hot. Especially with the new coach staff. My worries might be a little stumbles, but they pick it up late in the season where they don't have the collapse that we used to have it in the collapse. We usually have that December drop off. I don't think there's going to be a December drop off. I think we might actually raise hell in December for a change. So if they do stumble a little early, I think they have the build up now of the roster and this new coaching staff to overcome a slow start. But if they get off to a hot start, the league better be on notice, because this Steelers team is primed and ready to go. You see, there's talent everywhere. We talk about that every day. You look at this roster; there's a lot of talent. It could be question marks. Every team has question marks, but by God, this team has the talent to win a Super Bowl. But can they put it all together? That's be the question. If they come out hot, look out. It's going to be the story of the years, the Steelers coming out of nowhere. The team that was supposed to finish last, supposed to be the worst team in the NFL. If they come out hot, that narrative is going to change and change quick.
And you know what? When that narrative does change, they seem to just kind of breeze by it. And you know what? That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is what we expect from the Steelers. This is where they should be.
Yeah.
But if they stumble, like, oh, see, we told you.
But that's what you get when you got the target on your back. And we'll take it. That's all right. Also, Mike, I was reading this right here. Let me see who said it. Albert Breer, Mike, predicts the Steelers will regress in 2026 as the age of the roster, Mike, makes him nervous. This is certainly a concern. Let's just right off the top think of 4 players out of our 22 starters. Mike, Aaron Rodgers, he's 43. Cam Hayward's pushing 40. TJ Watt, he's starting to get a little older, Mike, and also Jalen Ramsey, who was once a superstar, one of the best in the league, also aging himself. Yes, could age certainly be an advantage? Yes, but it could also be a disadvantage as well, Mike. Sometimes last year, it seemed like sometimes our defense was running in place when there was really, really talented teams and really talented players. Mike, does this Albert Breer, does he have a point? Does the age of this team scare you at all? Or again, we're going to learn a lot, Mike, because again, if it was the coaching and it was the problem, we're going to learn. If it was the ages that was the problem, we're going to learn. Whatever the problem is, we're going to learn. So as of right now, Mike, obviously the age has to come down eventually. Do you think the age of this team is going to hurt them this year?
I don't think so. I'm looking at the ages now on this roster. On offense, there's two guys age 30 and above. Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers. Everyone else is younger than 30. Then on the defense, I see Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey. Those are the only guys above 30.
So all
everyone else is
all the people I mentioned.
Yeah, so there's all the people that you mentioned. Then you start looking. You got a lot of your key guys that are 25 to 27 to 28, 29 years old. That's like the prime years of their career. So you got a lot of guys that are in the prime of their career. But you take out like the four big names, like you
are the highest paid, most important position.
Yeah,
I mean,
but everyone else behind them everyone is in their prime. So I know. I think the age is inflated just because of those four guys, and that's all anyone wants to look at. But everyone else is, like you would say, if they were on any other team, like a DK Metcalf, a Pittman, a Waddle, a Warren, Herbig, a Porter, a Brisker, like, oh man, they're in the prime of their careers, but they're on the Steelers, like, oh man, this roster's old. Because we're looking at four guys. Look at everyone else. They're in that prime age to where we should be competing at a high level.
I don't know. It all depends, Mike. Again, I don't know if that's the Pittsburgh and you talking, because I can see that happening on other teams. If let's just say the Ravens had an old quarterback that was in his 40s, and three of their best defensive players were all, pushing the envelope as far as age. I think that would be a topic. But again, point taken. Let's just scoot along here a little bit, Mike. This here is. I want to talk about him for a minute. Let's talk about Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
Broderick Jones, let me ask you, now everything that we have going on with this offensive line and all the moves that are being made and switches that are coming around and Fatanu and all this, let's just say Broderick Jones becomes 100% healthy at some point through this season. Is he just going to be on the side? Is he just going to be on the sideline, even if he is healthy, Mike, until the end of the season? Maybe deal him. What's going to happen with him if he comes out and he's 100% cleared to play? Let's say a quarter of the way through this season. Does Broderick Jones even have a place on this team anymore? What's the future with him, Mike? Because again, here, Fittipaldo is saying that 95% chance that Fatanu moves over to left tackle. A lot of people believe that is what's going to happen. Broderick Jones. I know how people feel about him, but here, as I said, at any point through this season, if he becomes 100% healthy and gets a clean bill of health, does he have a part on this football team?
I don't know, because right now like you said, brother, Fatanu at left, you got right now Cook at right. Max is going to be your right tackle. So then that leaves Dylan Cook to be your swing tackle, and Broderick Jones can really only play right tackle. He's not a guard, so like the options are you cut him or you put him on IR for a year and you just let him be on the team, rehab, get in shape, and then quietly let him go in the offseason. Let his contract expire, and then he goes about his career in business. I think that's probably going to be the play right there, because if he's not starting and if Dylan Cook doesn't shit the bed, if Mad Max doesn't shit the bed, those are your three tackles going into the season. And they're not, I don't think they're carry four, because you're going to need guys on the inside. And, there's the talk, like we talked about yesterday, you might only carry 7 or 8 offensive linemen. So you need guys with a lot of position flexibility, which is what McCarthy wants. Brojo does not give you that flexibility. He's a strict left tackle. We tried him at right. It worked for 9 games. And after those 9 games, my guy forgot his left from his right. So it's all or nothing for this guy. He has to be on the team and has to completely beat out someone like Dylan Cook, and I don't see that happening.
No, he's lost a whole shitload of weight. Of course, you're dealing with injury. You're going to deal with weight loss. Now, let me ask you this. Let's just say, and again, if he gets healthy, you still don't have a whole lot of confidence in Broderick Jones. Perhaps with this injury, Mike, is the guy's career, and a chance that his career might be in jeopardy overall?
It could be, because when I first was reading about his injury, it could potentially ruin his career. It's not like a life-threatening thing, but it could mess him up later on in life too, with a whole lot of limited mobility and all that stuff. So that's why they're taking their time. They want to make sure that he's right. They're not only just worried about, like, hey, can he play this year? It sounds like they're also, being actual human beings and worry about his life after football too. And he said as of a couple of weeks ago, he said, there's no timetable. They didn't give me a timeline for when I'd be back. So I think they're just going through it slow, because they want to make sure that they're doing right by him and also right by the team. Because they, like I said, they can put him on the PUP list and then the IR, and then put him on IR to begin the season. They have until that timeline hits to where you have to take him off or not, and then they make the decision. Then that's probably what's going to happen. We probably won't know what's happening with Brojo until halfway through the season, and I think then they'll just keep him on long-term IR and let him rehab and work out with the team, and then quietly release him in the offseason.
What a cornerstone for that for the plan, Mike, by Omar Khan and Andy Weidel. He was a starting point.
He was too.
He was
too. But I give them credit. They saw it wasn't working out, and what did they do? They went right back to it. Like, hey, he ain't working out. We're going to get someone else.
Yeah.
It's not like we made this pick. He was our first draft pick of this new era. We got to keep trying. I was like, nope, we're moving on.
Mike, this here, let me see if I can find who said it. Aaron Rodgers knew he'd return after he saw the moves. Mike is, again, let me see. I don't know if I have who even said that.
Was that Dulac, I think?
It could have possibly been Dulac.
I think that, because I saw the same thing.
I think it all kind of played together. I don't think it's specifically he sat around and said, you know what, let's watch the draft. The Steelers draft good. I think it all kind of comes together. I think he was in communications, which we were led to believe that he was. And I think a lot of things probably went on behind closed doors as millionaires and billionaires continue to work together. People who are generally successful, wildly successful in life. I'm sure that these aren't dumb guys that ran to the TV to say, hey, you know what, if the Steelers pick this, I'm going to join. If they don't, I'm not. This was well more thought out and played than the fans were led to believe. I can promise you that, Mike. But this is one thing that is being said that ultimately helped him make his decision, was him seeing how aggressive the Steelers were this offseason and all the things that we did, the moves. But ultimately, it makes sense. Yes, okay, I'm sure that helps. But at the end of the day, I don't think that was the deal breaker.
No, it helps, but like the Steelers were also making moves to better the franchise at the same time, no matter who came back for quarterback, whether it was going to be him, whether they're going to roll the dice on a Kirk Cousins or one of the other.
Hold on, let me get to. I want to grab Steel Lawyer real quick because he's. I mean, it's a good comment. He says A-Rod literally said it out of his mouth. He likes them, but do you really think that he sat around and waited until draft day and had no idea and said it's going to come down to I think he knew before that. Deep inside, as a person, as a millionaire, as a success, as a Hall of Fame, I can't think that he sat around and waited for something like that. But that's just my opinion, even if it did come out of his mouth, guys. Go ahead, Mike. Continue your thought. I just saw that before we got before we passed its relevance.
All these moves too, they weren't just to like please Aaron. It was to actually help
the
team for the now and for the future, because the coach, or excuse me, the owner wants to win now. So you're going to build a roster that's going to be conducive for a quarterback, no matter who it was. But in the back of their mind, they're like, hey, if we get Aaron, we're in a better situation than we are with all these other quarterbacks. And the constant communication that they were in, and then the coach that they hired, which he said he recommended to Omar just as a friendly thing on my way out the door. If you're looking for a coach, man, Mike McCarthy be a guy to keep carrying on the Steeler legacy. That probably, swayed him as well. What they did swayed him in talking as well. Keeping in constant communication, like they said, they did everything played a part. But even if he didn't come back, they were going to they had a plan in place anyway. They built this roster, like we've been saying for years now. They've been building a roster to make it quarterback friendly. Just happens now. You got a guy who still has elite processing ability with Aaron Rodgers, so we can be really competitive to where instead of being a mediocre team again. I think this it was like a perfect storm this offseason to get Aaron Rodgers back, and coax him back for one more run to help set this team up for the future.
Danny Smith, of course, the favorite, Mike, the fan favorite, the
Yeah,
special teams coach, goes to Tampa Bay this offseason. And Mike, he told Bill Hillgrove this offseason, as the season was ending, Rodgers would probably be back this year. Again, these guys know a lot more than we do. We are the peasant, if you will, in any corporation. Mike, does the customer know all the details into how the company runs? And they do not. So again, that's why, and I agree with you. I do agree with you, Steel Loyal. It's helped make the decision, but ultimately I don't think it was the decision maker. Like this was said by Rich Eisen. He said, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he says Aaron Rodgers taking the Steelers on a playoff run would be a strong story for the ages. I'm sorry, I couldn't agree more, Mike. We talked about that. We talked about the Ray Lewis send off. We talked about the Jerome Bettis send off. I would love this as a Steeler fan, of course, because it has us in contention. It has us in playing football late in January. Like, if this turns into one of these stories, which some people said last year, maybe Aaron Rodgers walks off into the sunset. He didn't do that. He accomplished a 10-7 record. He got into the playoffs. Mike, let's say with the improved team, the addition of the players, the aggressive offseason, Aaron Rodgers, this could be a really fun ride for the NFL, a big moneymaker, as Pittsburgh usually is in professional football. I would love to see this more than anything, not because I like Aaron Rodgers. As a matter of fact, I don't care for Aaron Rodgers that much, but all in all, he's the quarterback for my football team. I would love nothing more than to see him go off into the sunset. Again, not because I love him, but because I want to see our team back in a deep postseason run.
exactly, brother. I'm right there with you. Like whatever is best for the team. I don't care who that quarterback is. It's nice to have Aaron Rodgers. If the NFL wants to milk that feel-good story, do it. Maybe give us some favorable calls and some favorable flags and stuff like that. Help us out, coax us out. We are
Like
one
you
of
do
the greatest
like
you've been doing with the Kansas City and
right.
the Eagles and the Bills and the Patriots for years. Give us some of that rub, brother, and make this Aaron Rodgers Ayahuasca Express take it all the way down to Inglewood for the Super Bowl, baby.
I'm going to get back to the board here just a moment. I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't want to get too far behind, Mike, but just a couple more things about this. Let me get that. I got that note. Talking about the offense here a little bit, and about the addition and the aggressiveness of our team in the offseason. DK Metcalf, Mike, he comes out and says this. It excites me. It excites me having an offensive-minded coach. He's embracing every change that has been made under Mike McCarthy. Mike, is this going a little bit better than everybody thought it would? Again, when Coach T walked away in January, people didn't know what to expect. Some people were excited. Other people were bummed. But I think all in all, I think that the team is embracing the change and, again, really enjoying the changes that are being made and being prepared and getting prepared for this upcoming season. Again, DK he says he's excited. He's very excited, Mike, having an offensive-minded coach. Yeah. And I think not only for the team adapting to this, I think for fans, this is going to be a lot of fun too, because in my life, I've never had an offensive-minded coach for my Pittsburgh Steelers. It's always been a defensive-minded coach. This could be a lot of fun for a lot of people, Mike. This is going to be a fun season. And despite what the tater tards and the national media say, I think this Pittsburgh Steelers team, listen, that New England team that made the Super Bowl last year wasn't a great team.
Yeah.
And people will often say we beat them. And yes, it did take us a lot of turnovers to do so. But at the end of the day, if that team could end up in the Super Bowl, Mike, I'm just saying, come on.
Right? You get a couple bounces your way in a couple games, a couple favorable calls going your way, you're good. You get on a little hot streak. Things will go well. But like back to this, the offensive-minded coach. Yes, a lot of Yinzer Nation, we're pumped for it. I'm pumped for it. I'm excited for it. But how long do you think it's going to take before we have a segment of fans go, we need to get back to Steeler football. We need to start playing defense. We need to start running the ball. Because they were doing that to Big Ben, AB, and Bell when they were just lighting up the league and having to carry the load for a defense that couldn't stop a fart. Are we going to have the same thing here too? Like if the offense starts putting up a lot of points, but the defense starts struggling, but we're winning games in a shootout fashion, are we kind of worried that a segment of the fan base is going to be against what we're doing, just even though we're winning, but it's not in the way we're accustomed to?
Yeah, here's the thing, people, Mike. A lot of times you take things personally, where you shouldn't do that, because again, people are always gonna have an opinion, and if the fact is, if everybody's opinion isn't what yours is, you're always gonna be at odds. So again, you know what? That's fine. So people are gonna have a problem no matter what. People are gonna have different opinions no matter what, and of course we're gonna hear those things. I don't think I can't find a reason in my mind to think that we wouldn't, because we've heard those things my whole entire life, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have been a damn successful football team my whole entire life. I mean, with the exception of like 3 years maybe, as the entire time I've been a Steeler fan, they've had winning football teams. So at the end of the day, you're going to hear it. I just think that you got to let it run off you, man. Things like that don't even ring in my head anymore. But
it was just a thought that was just popping in my head that like you're having this conversation. Yep.
You will absolutely hear those. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, if we lose a game, we lose 2 games in a row, believe me, we're going to start hearing all the things that we've heard. Come on. This is our first rodeo. We know exactly how this is going to go.
It's just like you can't please everyone, brother. It's like you have people. It's funny too. It's usually the same fans that say we need to get to play modern football. We start playing modern football, and they start going, "Oh no, we gotta go back to the way it was."
That's what I'm saying.
Just stuff like that. I just find it so funny, and it's like, come on, guys. We're allowed to change and evolve. Yes, you keep the basis of the game stays the same, but I want to see points put up on the board. I want to see that ball flying through the air once again.
I want to get back on the board, Mike. I don't want to get too far behind. We're gonna have more we're gonna get back into here in just a few moments, but let's get back to the board. I feel that that's the right thing to do. I'm gonna go. Let's see. Just bear with me for just a moment. I think I can get pretty damn close to where we were, Mike. Colin is going to be okay right here. Somber. Colin is going on a generational Glaze run. Of course, going back to Colin. Saying that we could start the season 6-1 or 7-0. Somber says the switch is crazy. I couldn't agree more. This is just what they do, man. Just what they do. Corey, don't drink that says this. Everyone over here talking about all the great things their dads did, and I'm just over here trying to break a generational curses. I'll laugh my ass off. Corey, he follows up by saying Colin Cowturd looks like the Browns mascot. Listen, let me take a little Browns break here. I don't see Tater Tart, but I thought of something. Is there anything about this team that makes sense? And listen, this isn't just they're called the Browns. They have orange helmets. They have a dog mascot, and they have a fucking pixie or a troll or whatever the hell, an elf.
Like, is it elf? Is it elf?
None of those things have to do with anything. They're the Browns. Their helmet's orange. Where does the dog come in? And if the dog is your official thing, then what the fuck is the troll for? And what does the troll have anything to do with anything in Cleveland? Nothing. So I was just trying. I thought of that last night. I thought, my God, Tater gets me all wound up with this Browns talk, and I thought literally nothing makes sense with that organization. Nothing.
No, from top to bottom, brother. It's a clusterfuck over there. And there's reports now that there's speculation now that Miles Carrots might not even be there by week 1.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm like that.
But yet somehow we're finishing in last place, brother. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
And your owner hates you so bad, he moves from the town that's actually named after his name, the Browns, and goes and opens a fucking rival in another town. Come on. Anyway, that's all I got in me for the Browns. So let's get back to the conversations at hand. But let me grab one here that I do see that just came through. Vegas said this: one of the Browns ball boys just got an interception yesterday. So guys, 7-on-7s still looking good.
Ball boys over there making plays.
Let's go here to Vegas. He said Colin was our sports guy in NBC for like 6 years. He was good, but you could tell he wasn't going to be a lifelong local sports guy. Absolutely. Somber says this: he was praising us when the season ended, and now again, maybe he just hated Tomlin. Mark Malone says 7-0. Boy, would that be great? Almost like that 11-0 start we had a couple years ago when all of our receivers just forgot how to catch all of a sudden. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Mike, it was right when Vegas and the NFL were starting to sleep together. It was right during that period. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it fell in that time period. 11-0. You drop every single pass from that.
It started with Deontay. and then it won off to the rest of the team, brother. Even like the short-handed tight end, I forget who was on the tight end at the time, was dropping passes. Running backs dropping passes.
I'm just saying, I don't want to cry conspiracy theory here, but I'm just saying it fell in that time frame, so you never know. Let's move on. Steelers Sheik says, I hope Howard and Aller learn from Rodgers. We need franchise quarterback. Absolutely, Sheik. That's a very great point, obviously. And also, it's a fantastic point. We certainly do, and that's going to be the big change here. Mike, this also, it was said Will Howard looking really sharp at OTAs. Mike, this was said about Will Howard a lot more than any Drew Aller talk this week. So that's the scoop that I've got. Again, I'm not giving anybody great above anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I generally heard this week that Will Howard was sharp. So
yeah, he was looking sharp, and I expect him to be the better of the two right now, of the two young guys. He come from a more polished system, been in the Steelers system. Like, hell yeah, man. Like, if he's the one right now, he's going to be my backup. He's going to be my number 2. Let's go with it, boys. It's exciting that, he's looking really sharp, and Drew's chugging along. He's learning.
And here's the thing. Let's say both of these guys, they run the process, they run the competition, and one of them becomes a starter, and the other one's good enough. For one, they're probably going to get paid because they're good enough. They're going to have an option to go elsewhere and be a starting quarterback one day. Yeah. Both of these young quarterbacks, just give them time, Mike, because it's still super early.
Yeah,
none of these guys came out the Bryce or the any of these other guys that are thrown to the wolves. They're not given that opportunity. They're not put in that position. Let them grow. Let them mature. But Steelers Shriek, I couldn't agree with you. You're 100% right, Mike. We go into this every offseason talking about the franchise quarterback, how that sets the tone for the franchise. So again, we'll all be paying very close attention to what goes on with the quarterback position this year in a different way. Other people are saying, well, if this person gets hurt, if we have to go to this school, that's not the way we're going to be watching it. I think as Steeler fans, we're going to be watching this. We're going to zoom out and watch this quarterback situation a little bit, trying to see how things are going to look as we move forward. Again, I think Aaron's going to do just fine, providing he can stay healthy. Mike, I think, again, this is going to be a pretty good season for the Steelers.
Yeah. And one thing that gets majorly gets overlooked when we start talking about like who the next franchise quarterback is going to be, it's not just the quarterback. It's going to be every other position out there in offense. Because if the offensive line shits the bed, it's not going to matter who's quarterback. If the running backs don't live up to the expectations, it's not going to matter who's quarterback. If this receiving core can't, get separation or catch the ball, it's not going to matter who's quarterback. So we got to keep an eye on all of these positions right now because we have a very young O-line and we got some really good young receivers that should be primed for a breakout and for a really good rookie season in Wilson and Bernard. So it's not just looking at those two developing. It's this young offense and how they're all going to develop and gel and click, because those guys are going to be instrumental in the development and performance of whoever the next franchise quarterback is.
Speaking of Germ, of course, Jeremy Bernard,
the virus.
Mike Germ says this is what's being said about him. Of course, I've talked about Will a little bit from this week of OTAs. Jeremy Bernard is advanced for a rookie, is what I'm hearing, Mike. If that isn't just sweet music to your ears as a Steelers fan, again, trying to see this thing get turned around for the better. To hear your rookie wide receiver is advanced. He's coming off he's really picking up, Mike. He seems like he's going to be productive early on. That's got to be music to your ears as a Steelers fan.
You love to hear that, especially someone who has the potential to be a number 1 in the NFL.
Yeah.
No drama, no diva traits, coming in ready to work, listening to everyone, retaining the information, showing it out there in the practice field. I just love to see he's endearing himself to the receiving room, and he's going to endear himself to Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be there for any type of extra session that Rodgers wants to organize. Jeremy is going to be there and ready to go. And if he can live up to the expectations that we have for him, this receiving core is going to be nasty. Because I think he's going to be like the forgotten man of when you go 3 sets, everyone's going to want to key in on Pittman, key in on DK Metcalf. Now you're going to let Jeremy run across the middle and do what he did at Alabama in the NFL, just be that boring, safe option that next thing you know, oh, there's an 8-yard gain.
That's
There's
the
a
guy
10-yard
that you
gain. There's a
need.
20-yard.
That's
There's a 40-yard gain
That's
out
the
of
guy
nowhere.
that successful teams have. They have that boring option that gets it done.
Yeah, you
He's
get the ball in his hands. He's gonna be right now like kind of how young Hines Ward was before we knew who Hines Ward became Hines Ward. Of that, like who's this guy? Who the fuck's 86? We're gonna be like, oh, who the hell's set? A lot of people who aren't paying attention right now are gonna be like, who's 17? Who the fuck's 17 out there? And he's gonna be endearing himself to Yinzer Nation, baby.
I do want to say, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
High hopes and expectations for Germ.
I like the germ. Also, Mike, I'm not against the juju. You know that if this is gonna just add to the depth of our wide receiver room, of course, Michael Pittman, the former teammate of Juju Smith-Schuster at USC, has of course been lobbying for Juju to come here. I would not be against that, Mike, because at this point, I think that the extra set of hands, the guy's a veteran, he's experienced, he's been on good teams, he's been around. I have no problem if Juju would come along on this wide receiver room. Again, I wouldn't expect any great things from him, but kind of be one of the under the radar guys. You're watching the DKs, making sure he doesn't bust a big play. You're watching Pittman, the rookie, and all of a sudden, you know what? You got a veteran in Schuster that could pop open every now and then and make a play. Again, I'm not against it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to cry if it doesn't happen. But we do know that Michael Pittman Jr. has been lobbying for Juju Smith-Schuster to join the team, his former teammate again from the USC days. I would not hate that idea. Let's get back to the board, guys. A lot of things going on, a lot of great comments. As always, I'm seeing on the terrible board. Again, this is holiday weekend, Mike. This is Memorial Day weekend. A lot of folks coming, having the 3-day weekend. They're going to be getting together with family, friends, eating, being merry. So let's get in. Let's make it a good weekend. Let's make it a good start. We'll be back here Monday. We hope to see everybody then. All the media people, a lot of media people will be taking the day off as well. Not us. We have no lives, so we'll be here Monday, no matter what, guys. We will be here as always, guys. With just 30 short shows away from the big 1,000. Let's get back on the board right here. I'm going to go to Somber. When Somber says just connecting the timelines, I'm going to continue on and say what's up to Sosh. Always great seeing Sosh all the way from Switzerland. Great to see you, Sosh, as always. My man. Also, Tyrone says, yeah, we got to start hot this year. Absolutely. Win early, win often, stack them wins. Do not take the first 8 games as serious as a heart attack. Take those 8 games as if they were the last 8 games, and you need to win them all. Because again, you get into those tough games, you're going to lose football games. You're not going to win them all. So get them wins early, get them off and stack them. We did it last year, Mike, and that allowed us to get to that 10-7 record. So again, same idea there. Let's continue on the board right here. Dude says at the end of the season, you want to be in control of your own destiny. You're exactly 100% right. You don't want to wait for the Colts to win a game for you to get in, or you don't want to wait for the Bills to lose for you to get in. I couldn't agree with you more, dude. That is grab the bull by the balls early. That way you're not chasing the balls later. So let's go to Somber. He says, I'm just happy that the offensive line has time to mesh before the gauntlet towards the end of the schedule. Me too. That's another great point. Mike. The offensive line, they're going to get to play together for the first half of the season before you get to that gauntlet. So there's things that are certainly playing to our advantage with the way this schedule goes. I know a lot of people aren't in favor of that heavy part of the schedule, but you know what? We have to play all these teams. They're the teams that are etched on our schedule. You have to face them sometime. So if you do it, we just have to figure out how we got to handle the situation. That's all.
I want the hardest part of my schedule at the end of the year, because theoretically that's when you should be reaching your potential, reaching the plateau of your season, and those games should be much easier for you, or they might be, even if they're harder, you're gonna be battle tested going into the playoffs, knowing I can match up against the best of the best.
You could prime during that first period of time when the teams aren't great, and then they get better. Then you're going to start playing better competition, which you want because you're working toward the playoffs. Then January, there's no easy games. So there's actually a trend to the way our schedule goes. Yep. Again, I don't hate it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but at the end of the day, these are the teams we're giving us the hand that we're given. And again, you get them wins early. Can't piss around. Don't come off. That's why I was really upset last year, Mike, about Aaron, and I kind of kept going on. I want this team to be ready in week 1 to play meaningful football in week 1. You can't take an 18-12 loss to the Falcons like they took to us in game 1 a few years ago and say, okay, well, it's just game 1. Guess what? You come down to that last game of the year and you're down a game. That first game that you didn't take serious plays a big freaking roll. This whole game, every 17 of the 18 weeks, Mike, every game is the most important game of your season. We talked about that last year, and every season, every week, we tended to make that the point. This is your playoff game. This is you don't win this game, it's going to have consequences, and you're going to have to try to figure out how to do it later on and fix it. Win early, win often, and we're given the schedule to do it, Mike. I say if we can pull it off, we have to keep on that path, because again, you get to that second half of the season, it's not going to be easy. And again, that's not the worst thing in the world. You kind of want it to be a little bit more difficult as you're moving through the season, because the teams in January, none of them are going to be easy.
None, because like you can beat one of the heavy hitters early in the season, but you know if they're playing like shit, you're going to go with a false set of confidence,
right?
All we can handle. You know,
like the Patriots, Mike. We could go into the Patriots game and say, you know what, we have a chance. We beat them last year, but then they could come out this year being so much more psychologically ready. They went further. They advanced. They dealt with the Super Bowl. So again, you're 100% right. I couldn't agree with you more. Let's get back to the board, though. Let's go right here to Somber. I'm just happy we did get that one. Somber is happy. Let's go here to Vegas. Facts, JD. I hate having to cheer for another team. That's the worst, because you know what I need the Saints to beat the Colts. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Right? Those are the worst.
So I got to sit around and root for a Saints team that I never gave two shits about in my whole entire life, and to beat the Colts. You're right. Control your own destiny is the best way to go, and that indicates that you're a good team, that you controlled your own destiny. Let's scoot forward a little bit right here. Vegas also says this in follow-up. He says, it was great watching the Raiders kick a game-winning field goal when they didn't have to. The hated Raiders. I want to see this Raiders team, Mike. They keep getting all these high picks. The best quarterback, the best running back last year.
It's another team that, my God, they just kicking themselves in the dick building that roster.
Yeah, you ain't shitting. Let's go here to Vegas one more time. He says, Omar is trying to figure out a way to keep bro. Mark Malone, Jones going straight to the pup, even if healthy. Mark Malone, then the IR, of course, back to the Broderick talk. I asked about that. Cody said, isn't DK Metcalf 30? He's somewhere around there. What is he's
29.
Okay. Seems like he's been around for quite a while, don't he? Let's go here to Vegas says 12 and 14, 90. Okay, so he'll be 30 this December is what's being said. Mark Malone, we can re-sign him next year for dirt cheap. Next year, Vegas says maybe the Titans will give him $70 million and we'll get a comp pick.
I mean, they did take Dan Moore.
They did take Dan Moore. And even, Kendrick Green, like when he wasn't looking so good, he went elsewhere. So maybe people look at that and say, you know what, maybe Broderick bringing a former Steeler lineman, we could be okay. Wherever Kendrick Green, I think with Houston, maybe. Let's go back to the board right here. Mark Malone says could be. Also, Mark follows that up by saying, yeah, pup, then IR, designate the return, then IR for the year. Steel Loyal, we did get that. Steel Loyal talking about Aaron a little bit. Vegas says, I still think Aaron is going to see an upward trajectory of the team and want to play next year too. I mean, the thing was he officially announced it. And that doesn't mean anything. I mean, he could come back and say that he changed his mind. But at 43, that will make him, like, during the following season, he'll be 44 at a point. So, again, I tend to believe him when he says this is going to be the last year.
Yeah.
But, again, you know what? This is why we love entertainment. This is why we love sports. You just never know what's going to happen, and you have to keep tuning in. So, perhaps Vegas, good idea, good scenario to think about. Let's continue to move on here a little bit. Let's go to Rodgers was waiting to see the draft. Tortilla says Rodgers was waiting to see who they draft, like if we took quarterback round 1 or something, or if we would build around him. See, I think it was probably a little bit deeper. I think they were probably a little bit more advanced in the whole process than we even begin to know, to be honest with you. Again, it's millionaires working with billionaires. The NFL is one of the most successful company. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem like it's a fast food spur of the moment decision to me. It's just, again, very, very professional situation in hand here. Let's continue though right here where it's not going to go down. Tyrone says A-Rod likes Pittman. Bernard, Max, Rico even said Dean and Brisker. All great additions. Can't wait to see every single one of these guys in our uniform.
Really good free agent haul. Really good free agent signings and draft picks. Might be the best offseason we had in a while.
I would agree, Mike. And we've been saying that for a couple years now with Omar being aggressive. These have been better than in my whole life as far as offseason. You never see Steelers making moves like this. Never.
You add in all of the free agents, all the draft picks he's signed in the past 4 years he's been here. Way more hits than misses.
Yeah, for sure.
And, in pro sportsman, that's all you can ask for. Because it's not perfect. The draft isn't, perfect science. Say even free agency, because you know how people are going to play from year to year and gel into your system. So having a really good win-loss record in draft free agency is important for building the team. And I think they've been really successsul.
Absolutely.
And like none of the misses have been like, oh God, we're fucked, we're screwed. Because they've hurried up and plugged that hole immediately with another corresponding move.
You're right. I do want to take a moment to say, just because we recently started doing this, Mike, we do have a super chat. I do want to say thank you to Tortilla. Tortilla on the super chat. He says this Taco Bell has as many Super Bowls as Cleveland, Mike. There it is. There's the soundboard. There it is, guys. Thank you for the super chat. As always, we certainly appreciate it. And again, this is going to Lindsay and Tater's wedding. We're now starting to save up to make our way.
We got $4.
We got $4 towards Lindsay and Tater Tard's wedding. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. You know that. Thank you, Tortilla. Let's get back on the board right here. Where Vegas says this. If the O-line, his weapons, and the defense all step up, why not come back? Age is only a number if you listen to R. Kelly. You know what? I got to give you a game ball with that, with the R. Kelly. I thought that was funny. Guys, it's just at some point he's probably just going to want to retire. That's just the vibe I'm getting here. That's just the vibe I'm getting, Mike. He's probably just at that point. But again, you know what? What if you're right? What if we come back next year and he's like, you know what? We made it to the AFC Championship game. We were within 4 minutes. We were ahead with 4 minutes left in the game, and something happened. You know what? I wouldn't rule it out entirely. Vegas, very interesting point. Game ball. That's game ball for you today. Yokito Super Bowl. Yokito Super Bowl. I love it. Vegas is saying on the board. Let's continue on. I'll get down to that in just a moment. Summer says we need to make sure Unk stocks up on the goat dust. Absolutely. Goat dust, Mike. Last year, Stunk did the goat dust through a strike to DK Metcalf. I think DK went about 70 freaking yards on his touchdown. The goat dust is 100% necessary this year, Mike.
I think so too. And he had a lot of really good throws last year.
Yeah,
and that he was putting the ball in some tight windows that just make your naughty bits tingle. And I think we're going to see more of that this year because the middle of the field is going to be attacked more, just based off this offense. And I'm here for it. I'm loving me some tight window. I'm loving me some tightness.
Yeah,
is all I gotta say.
Absolutely. You know what, Mike? And obviously, I seen the joke, and then I'm just trying to blow my nose.
Yeah. No, you're good, brother.
Yeah, go continue with your point as I continue drilling into my nostril.
As you continue to pick your nose. But no, I think Aaron Rodgers. Like there's discourse going on online about like does he still have or not? And just watch the games, watch his throws. He has, and a lot of it too was that the line last year when they gave him time, he had time to thread that needle. You still saw he has some of that escapability left in him, just enough wiggle to make the plays, and his arm is still lively as all get out. His brain's still up there, and a quick strike offense with the guys that we have, sky's the limit, man. Sky is the limit.
Listen, despite what all the haters and anybody even says, Mike, the guy still has it. At the end of the day, it wasn't. You didn't go out there and see an old man trying to play football and failing over and over. You see a guy who knew what the fuck he was doing. He was still well enough and in decent enough shape to get it done for the most part. We didn't give him the best opportunity. We gave him one wide receiver, and the guy still managed to put up the touchdowns he did, the yards he did. So again, at the end of the day, he's not. I'm okay. Again, is it the most ideal situation in the league? No, it's not. But for what we have right now, it's what we're going to roll with. I'm running with it. We have no choice. He's going to go back to Green Bay. He's going to retire a Packer. When it's all said and done, he's already made that. So again, for us, we can only hope that he helps our cause and gets as much done as he can while he's here. So for that reason, I'm on board with Aaron. And again, he didn't look like a failure, an older guy who lost his game. He looked like somebody that still had it as much as a 42-year-old could have it at that point in his career. He didn't lose anything up here. He was doing a lot of the little things that you don't know if you're not that veteran quarterback. So again, I'm going to take it. I'm going to support him. We're going to try to win a lot this year, Mike. Big topic will be beyond this because, again, despite everything that we've done at the quarterback position, there still is a huge quarterback draft coming in 2027. So you know what? There's no clear-cut answer on what the future is. There's things in play, which there should be. I didn't think we could go another year without not having anything in play. Mike, they have a couple guys. They have a couple young guys. They have a rookie. They have a second-year guy, a sophomore. They're letting these guys work. We got the veteran back. We got the big draft coming next year with all these quarterbacks. There's nothing etched in stone. I don't even think that they're saying that one of these next two quarterbacks is going to be the franchise quarterback. If something comes along that's better, they may do that. Mike, at least wheels are turning. Things are in motion. We're not sitting around on our hands saying, oh, gee, what are we going to do? We got to at least try to get it. Things are happening. I'm here for it. I think we could win football games as these two young men can continue to work hard. And again, we don't know what the future holds. We'll be talking about all that in late February next year. But again, we'll talk about all that then. Let's get back to the board as there's a lot still going on the board. I do want to say right here, Still Loyal says this DK will benefit a lot from this offense. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big year, but he's going to have a bigger year. So we got that to look forward to. Lindsay says we needed AR this year. In my opinion, best. I agree 100%. There was not a better option this year for us than what we have right now at quarterback, Mike. There wasn't. You could have went out and spent money and brought yourself in somebody else, or even brought in a Kyler Murray, who, this guy's a midget. We just went through this 2 seasons ago. So again, this is the best case scenario. Let's see what we could get. We benefit from it. We win. If things happen in our favor, you know what? It benefited us. Aaron's going to do what Aaron's going to do. He's going to retire. He's going to be a great. He's going to blah, 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 blah. Let's get these wins for the Steelers while he's still wearing our uniform.
Hey, when's the last time a team has been ridiculed like the Steelers have for bringing back a quarterback that won a division title?
I don't know, Joe Flacco.
Well, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if this was any other team in the league, like, oh yeah, you got to bring him back. He took you to a division title last year when you were supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. The Steelers do is like, oh, they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's because it's just a lazy takes and lazy analysis of actually what the Steelers have been doing for years, and it's just comical, man. It was the right move bringing him back, and they kept building this roster out. That's what a lot of the national media and even the fucking local media doesn't realize too. Like, this team has been building for years.
See, I don't know who's worse, the local media or the national media.
You would think the local media, because they have no excuse. They see this day in and day out what's going on. Whereas the national media, you're trying to cover all 32 teams. For the local media, you're covering one team. You should be able to get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on and have a better understanding because you're around the team day in, day out.
Let's go right here to Vegas. Vegas says JD, they worked together with the Saints in 2000. Let's get down to Ty. My man Ty says, I think Bernard is the best position. A lot of attention to DK Pittman. Bernard will eat. Let's go here. Dude says maybe it will make DK catch those easy balls and Queen learn how to tackle again. Mark Malone, Bernard and Pittman are going to be huge for us. And that's the thing, man. That's just one of the most exciting things ever, Mike, because, again, we have not had a wide receiver at the 2 or 3 position to even call a 2 or 3. This is so exciting. A lot of things changed for the better this year. And you know what? So did, like Ding Dong said yesterday, Tard over there, Turder. He's, well, don't you think everybody else in the division improved too? Well, I do think everybody else in the division improved too. But you know what? Look at the big picture again. Who has successful franchises? Who wins football games in general? We're going to kick your ass. I don't care who the hell the Cleveland Browns got. I don't care if they improved. They've improved many times over the past 25 years, Mike, since they've been an expansion team and got the best players in the draft. And that never changed anything. It's really going to take a lot of seeing for believing for me with this Cleveland Brown garbage. But yes, everybody does get better. That's the point of sports. But at the end of the day, you hope that your team is better than everybody else. And we've always been consistently, again, Mike, only a handful of losing seasons in my whole life. It's not even just this Mike Tomlin situation. Bill Cowher didn't have tons of losing seasons, 2, 3 maybe. So through 2 coaches, you had 3 losing seasons in 35 years. That is insane. This is why, again, what Turner talks about makes no sense. Just like the Yankees, just like any team that has great system organization, they just win. They win. We win.
Yep.
Like
we do. We find ways to win. It's not pretty, but we find ways to win and remain competitive. And hopefully we don't have to do that this year. Hopefully we can just go out and win, not have to find ways to win. But this team knows how to find ways to win. They've been battle tested. This team, I'm telling you, look out for the Steelers, man. We are primed. We're primed and ready to go.
We're prime, man. Let's go right here to Steel Loyal. He says our defense has been trashed the past 2 years. I can't imagine it getting much worse. It certainly showed signs of being trashed. You're right. And then it showed some signs of some flash of good as well. So let's hope that the new coordinator, new coaching system could fix these things. Dude said a win is a win, is a win, is a win. I couldn't agree more. A win is always good, but I think you got to stack them early, especially in the NFL. It's a tough league to come back in anymore. It really is. If you really get behind the 8 ball, I was very surprised to see Baltimore was able to get back into it, Mike, after starting 1-5. That is one of the most unideal situations to be a third of the way through the season and only have 1 win. So, again, get them wins, get them early. Tortilla says Vanilla Thunder, always right. But Vanilla Thunder, always right. But Mike is always wrong. So this is what you just have to understand about what I'm dealing with here. Vanilla Thunder could be right often, but Mike is often wrong.
Yeah, that Mike character, he's a dumbass. Vanilla Thunder, I bring the truth bombs day in and day out.
Vegas says we could win 70-0, and somebody will say it could have been 84-0. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the Yinzer Nation, baby. Nothing's good enough for the nation.
But that's good. I love the love of Steel of Yinzer Nation. I love it. I love it because again, I'd rather there be 30 different opinions than 5 guys all together that just simply agree on one thing and say this is how it has to be. I love the fact that Steeler Nation has all these different opinions. Some people, that's why they're opinions. Some are right, some are wrong, and I'm here for it, baby. Let's continue on. Let's go down to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this. Mark Malone says this. What does Mark Malone say? He says we're contenders, and I agree. We're contenders. Jello Donut, what's up? Welcome to the show. Glad to see you back on the terrible board. He said that's Steel Loyal. Never say never. People were only getting older who they didn't replace. Jello Donut, great seeing you, bro. Vegas, how many actual rodeos have you been to? It depends what we're talking about. This rodeo, it's been many with these Steelers. Steel Loyal says LOL Jello Donut. We have about 3 people on the defense over 30. Mark Malone follows that up by saying, you got to think we've had an absent-minded coach for the last 19 years. Cody said this, Patriots, the easiest schedule in the league last year. And that's interesting, Mike, because I have something we're going to do here shortly. Give me a moment, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go right here. Cody got that. Cody said that. What's up, Aaron? Always great seeing Aaron Jade. Mike, here we go. Steelers with the Rockets. I know that Memorial Day weekend is officially here after seeing Aaron as always. Vegas, one of the Browns ball boys, got an interception yesterday. We got that. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this. My dad wanted me to be a firefighter. Now I'm just a water breaker.
This is why you're number 1 on the friends list, Tortilla.
Vegas, great. It's all my fault. Of course, I said whenever Vegas and NFL jumped in bed back about 6 or 7 years ago. Follows it up by saying Drew will get an ingrown nail and be put on IR.
Drew Aller, QB1.
Mark Malone said Howard's going to have his hands full holding off Rudy. Of course, Mark Malone always pulling for Magnum. Lindsey Howard is going. Howard will be the backup. Mason can go. Vegas says will the team the team to a win this year. I like it. Let's go to Jello. Jello Donut says that Steel Lawyer. You're right. Welp RD sucks. I can't say it's the age. Ty Roman trash. Don't give false hope, Mike. A couple more, and then we're gonna get into something here. Let me grab another tie. Ty, he says this, Mike. He says Jeremy Bernard is him. Summer says, I like Will Howard. That's McCarthy. Will Howard, again, it's very positive talk on Will this week. However, with the rookies, everything with the rookies, Mike, a lot of good talk about Aller. So still way too early to pass any judgment on how this is going to go. And again, neither one of these guys could be the franchise quarterback when it all comes down to it. A lot of people are just assuming that we're banking on these two guys. One of them is going to be the franchise. It's not even guaranteed that one of them is going to be the franchise quarterback when it's all said and done. He's 22. His nickname is Unk, Vegas said. Guys, here's something that we're going to do. Mike, way too early division winners. This is simple. I was going to say way too early, a couple other things, but I think division winners is something you could do far enough out that still could be fun at this point. Let's go through the 8 divisions, Mike, as we're kind of rounding third here on the show. Let's talk about the 8 divisions and who we think are going to win the 8 divisions. Mike, this is the way too early division winners segment, guys. Let's get at it. Let's start at the AFC East again. The general format of divisions. This is the direction we're going to go. AFC East, Mike. New England wins the division last year. New England wins the division, goes to the Super Bowl. The Jets are the Jets. The Dolphins are the Dolphins. Mike, I say that the Buffalo Bills, they bounce back, take their division back. I still think that Josh Allen is good enough. I think their window might be closing in Buffalo for that chance at their championship. But at the end of the day, Mike, I think Josh Allen is better at Drake May at this point. Plus the issues New England has going on with the coach and this, that, and the other. Mike, I'm taking Buffalo in my AFC East way too early prediction for divisions. I'm seeing on the board also Lindsey and Ty are thinking the same thing. Still loyal. He's got the Bills winning. Mike, what's your thoughts on the AFC East?
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo as well, just because the other two teams suck. New England, Super Bowl hangover, and their coach, trying to find reporters to bang on the sideline, and the team jumping on hand grenades to cover his ass is going to put a damper on their season. And that leaves the Bills by default. And Bills fans, Josh Allen turned 30. They're all hyped. That's when Jim Kelly turned 30, took them to a Super Bowl, and then proceeded to lose 4 in a row. So, yes, Bills fans are excited. They have another quarterback turning 30 to once again give them 0 fucking championships. So, hey, at least you get another division title.
See, a lot of people there's a lot of things that people put too much too much weight into, like stuff like that. Look at Matthew Stafford. The guy's at his age still knocking it out, and then there's guys that are 22 years old that are terrible. So again, those kind of things don't really. I put them into consideration, but I don't really put too much weight onto them. I think just by default, I think Josh Allen's a better quarterback. I think he is got. Again, Mike, a lot of bad things going on at this period of time with New England. I think they had a run. I think they fall back a little bit. They'll probably be back in another season or two. But right now, AFC East, Mike, Buffalo seems like that's the unanimous decision as far as everybody that's participating. Vegas, Lindsey, Ty, Steele, everybody on the board. Buffalo Bills, AFC East. Mike, let's jump to our division. Not because I'm a homer, but I am. Mike, I say just because of how I see this division, I think the Steelers do win it ultimately. I think the Browns have a better season than some people think that they're going to have. I think that Cincinnati is going to be somewhat competitive as well. I think the Ravens stumble along. They win their games because there's games that they just do win, as do we, being a better organization. Like, all in all, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers do win this division. Who knows what happens in the future, what goes on beyond this. We still have a lot to learn about this new coach and his team and his players and his quarterback situation. This year, though, Mike, I'm giving that win, not only, again, because I'm a homer, but I do think the Steelers win the AFC North. That is my pick for the way too early AFC North champion.
Hot take, Steelers win the division. Cincinnati Bengals close on our heels. They have an easy schedule. I've seen some people saying they're winning 13, 14 games. Let's pump the brakes. Defense is still ass. Joe Burrow might get hurt again. My guy is injury prone. The Browns, they're going to be better than last year, but not that good because it's still Cleveland. And Baltimore, you guys are going to see that window come a closing down. You did not do enough to fix that defense. That needs a whole hell of a lot of help. And your offense, you got, I like to pick a lane, but your offensive line still sucks. Vega, he's a bum. He's trash. He's garbage. You're finished in third.
All right, Mike, we got to get through all these divisions. Let's go to the AFC South. The AFC South last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they win this division, which, yeah, they won the division, because that's how it played out, because the Houston Texans was the wild card team that faced us, who was the division winner last year. Mike, I am going to change this around. I'm going to say the defense of Houston is going to control things for this team this year and allow this team to win a lot of football games. Houston Texans, in my opinion, it's not going to be Tennessee. It's not going to be Indianapolis. And Jacksonville, again, I think they're good enough, but like that Houston Texans defense is going to be the difference for this team. Mike, my way early take on the AFC South is the Houston Texans wins that division.
That defense should be enough to win that division, but their offense is god awful. As CJ Stroud has regressed from his rookie year every year, that offensive line has gotten worse and worse over the years. I think the Jags eke it out, but the Texans defense keeps it close. And I think Jacksonville wins it by like a game, maybe two, just because I think they're a better overall team. Their defense is nowhere near Houston, but I think their offense is that much better than Houston's offense to where it makes up for that deficiency.
I agree with Steel Loyal here. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between those two teams, Jaguars, Texans. I'm taking the Texans. Mike's taking the Jags in this battle. Mike, Tyrone got Texans. Let's see. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get to that AFC West. Let's wrap up the AFC, Mike, in this way too early division titles. So far, I got Pittsburgh, I got Buffalo, I got Houston. AFC West, Mike, I say this is the year Kansas City. They bounce back. I'm going to say Kansas City gets back in it. I know that their team doesn't look strong with Mahomes at this point. Him coming back from his injury, I think he's that much of a difference maker. Not to win the Super Bowl, Mike, this year, but I think it's going to be enough to win that division. I think the Chargers achieve as always. They have a great situation going out there. Defense is top defense. They have a young quarterback, a new coach with some experience in the league. They just never seem to get it done. The Raiders aren't. They don't have enough yet, in my opinion. Denver, they might be strong this year, Mike, because you're that team that loses the AFC Championship game. There's a lot that you're burning on to try to get back to. But I say that the Kansas City Chiefs, call me crazy. This is my crazy pick, Mike. I'm saying the Kansas City Chiefs hop back in it this year, win the division, not win the Super Bowl, but they show themselves to be relevant enough in the NFL. And Patrick Mahomes proves that him being absent is that much of a difference.
I disagree with you. Raiders are going to finish fourth. I think they're going to finish dead last. I think above them it's going to be Kansas City because Mahomes, I have no idea when he's going to come back. I think he's still slated to miss an early part of the season. You're going to miss Rasheed Rice, probably going to get suspended now since he went to jail. He might miss a handful of games. They didn't do enough to replenish that receiving core, their offensive line, and their defense. I think they finished third. And then right above them, Denver Broncos, Drake May. I saw the pictures of his leg. It looks like Alex Smith's leg. And it's all mangled. I just don't think he's going to be as effective as he was before the injury. So that just leaves the Chargers. Even though their O-line, both of their tackles were hurt, I think they get both of them back this year. They picked up a guard, I think, in the draft. So I think the Chargers make it just by default because they have the healthiest quarterback out of the bunch.
All right, let's go on to the NFC. I see right here Vegas as the Texans and the Chargers. Right here, also Steel Loyal says if Mahomes ain't 100%, I got the Chargers. Guys, let's move over to the NFC East. I'm going to say, Mike, in this division, the Philadelphia Eagles, this division was changing every year. There was a period of time where there wasn't consecutive champions in this division. I think Philadelphia has been pretty consistent lately, of course, having a great team, Mike. But I'm going to go outside the box this year. I think the Giants are going to have a good season. I think they are constantly improving. I think the Redskins have a decent season, Mike, because they have a generally decent team, Mike. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I am going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Dallas Cowboys take this division in the NFC East, Mike. They're going to finally show you what it means to have a great receiving core that they have, Mike. And again, they put a lot of effort into that defense this offseason. Whether they found what they wanted on defense, I don't know, but I know that they put a lot of work into the defense because it was so bad. Mike, I'm going to go out on a limb this year, and I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys. And I hate to say the Cowboys, but I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys win the NFC East this year.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I right now I have the Cowboys winning the East. The Giants, I just saw reports that Malik Neighbors' knee is not on track of way they were hoping it would be, him coming back from that injury. And I don't think they did anything to help that receiving core outside of him. So, and then the Eagles, I think they're primed for a little
Calvin Austin the
drawback.
third? What are you talking about?
Hey, man, goat.
Yeah.
Washington, can they keep their quarterback healthy? That's been the issue in that entire franchise's history. Is can they keep a quarterback healthy? I think Dallas wins it. They got a lot of good players on that defense for after they moved Micah Parsons. They made some interesting moves. I kind of like what they did. And say well about Dak Prescott, but he is a regular season quarterback, and I think he can put up MVP type numbers and lead that offense and lead that team to a division title.
On the board, I'm seeing Vegas is choosing the Eagles. Ty is taking Dallas. Still loyal. I hate to say this, but I think the Cowboys are going to be good. And again, I always hate to say it as well, but I agree with you. Let's move on, Mike, to the NFC North. This is, of course, the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, and Detroit Lions. Mike, Detroit fell off a little bit last year after looking pretty dominant for a couple seasons in the regular season. Let's talk about the Bears. I think they're going to be improved. I think they're going to win football games. I think Caleb Williams brings something special to that team. We've seen it last year firsthand when we played them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have them winning the division, though. I don't think this is Green Bay's year. I don't think this is Minnesota's year. Mike, I think Detroit gets back in the driver's seat this year with the talented team that they have, which, again, is still a lot of that talent that they had when they were winning 14 games a couple seasons back. I say Detroit within this division makes the improvement enough to win the division. The Lions are my team from the North.
I'm going to go with the Bears. I think this is a really tight division, but I think it's their time. I think they're the team on the come up. I think they're going to get it this year. Vikings. I have a feeling the Vikings are going to finish last in that division. And
they got Loudermilk. What are you talking about?
I know, man. That puts them over the top, brother. But no, I'm going to go with Caleb Williams and the Bears and Ben Johnson.
All right, there you go. I'm seeing on the board for the NFC North, Steel Loyal's taking the Packers. Vegas is taking the Lions. Ty. Yeah,
it's a tough division. It is a tough division.
It is a tough as is the AFC North. It's very competitive as always. Let's go right here to Ty says the Lions. Steele says this is a tough division, and he follows it up by saying literally the Bears could be the Bears, the Packers, the Lions. Oh my. Let's move on, Mike, to the NFC South. The NFC South, of course, which is the Falcons, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, and the Saints. In this division, I have, Mike, you'd think that it would be a little bit more interesting by the way that the Saints, they came along last year and ended up winning a lot of football games. You might think that it's interesting because the Carolina Panthers, Mike, ended up winning a lot of games that you wouldn't have thought that they would have won last year. The Falcons, I think, are down and out. I don't care what anybody says. They just are, Mike. But in this division, I'm going back to Tampa Bay. I'm going back to Baker Mayfield, saying just as long as he's there, I think that they're going to be somewhat successful, Mike. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, that's my team from the NFC South.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Panthers might be right on their heels. Yeah, I'm not sold on New Orleans. I don't think Tyler Shuck is any good at all. I think he's going to be exposed again this year. The Falcons are the Falcons. They're ass. But Buccaneers and Carolina a close second. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say once again, the division winner will not have a winning record out of the NFC South.
That's the division that would do it. Vegas is saying Tampa. Let's go right here. Ty is saying Tampa as well. Tortilla is saying Rashard Mendenhall will win the NFC South. Also, and then Steel Loyal says, I'm going to be different. I think the Saints are going to ball. You know what? They certainly look like they're improving. Of course, last year winning games later on in the season, Mike, that they generally wouldn't have won. Somber saying Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. That's about where I'm at as well. I might switch to Saints and the Panthers. I don't know. Finally, guys, let's talk about the NFC West. Again, on our way too early division winners. We're down to the last division, guys. Let's get to it. Mike, of course, the Rams, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and who am I forgetting? Rams, Seahawks, Arizona, the Cardinals. It's not going to be the Cardinals. I'll start right there.
Hot take alert.
San Francisco, they're kind of getting their way back, and they're nudging their head. I don't think that they're going to win the division. It's going to come down to the two teams it came down to last year. It's going to come down to Seattle. It's going to come down to the Rams. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. The Rams got Stafford. They could have certainly made a better run. Mike, for this particular what we're doing right now, I could go either way here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
That's where I'm leaning as well. I'm going to say a slight Super Bowl hangover for Seattle,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to be that drastic. I think it's going to be a neck and neck type thing. It's just both teams will make the playoffs, but I think the Rams just eke it out at the end. So you know how the league goes. It's an ebb and flow type thing. I think it's the Rams just sneak it out by like a game.
Mike, so there you go. There is all the way too early division winners as the schedule was just announced last Thursday, guys. I'm going to grab a couple of these still loyal. Say the Rams take it this year. He says Stafford just got $55 million. Give me LA. Ty is also saying the Rams still loyal, laughing at the Cardinals like everybody else does. Let's scoot along though, Mike, as it's just where we are at this point in the show. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get to the question of the day, but let me just double check here real quick to make sure there's nothing I'm leaving out. Let me just, you know what? I'll get to all this afterwards. Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website?
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com. Everyone, check it out. Vanilla Thunder, myself, the man, the myth, the legend, got a new article up there today about the topics we talked about here today. So check it out, the 2 Dum Yinzers. Got all of Ryan and I's social media links over there. We've got the link to the merch store if that's your thing. So check it out at the2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. A lot of cool things in there. www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Lots and lots and lots of cool stuff. Go check it out over there. All right, guys, time to get into the trivia question of the day. Vegas is saying, he's saying super early answer on this, Mike. He's saying way too early answers. Tony Dungy, the answer possibly. My question of the day. Here we go. Put on your thinking caps. Everybody at home. Question of the day answers, not Tony Dungy, but we're going to try this anyway. Question of the day. Here we go. What year has been the Steelers' biggest offensive output in the history of the team? What season? What year? I'm looking for a year. Was the Steelers' biggest offensive output in team history? Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. every day right here on the Tube. So the question of the day, throw your answer up if you think you know it. If you have a guess, guys, I'm looking for the year that was the Steelers. The Steelers had their biggest offensive output in the history of the team. Mike, again, this is going to be 2027 coming up. 1933 was the Steelers' inaugural season. Mike, coming up on 100 years. Not too long for our Pittsburgh Steelers. So a lot of years to choose from. Points, yards, yes. To answer that question, they're both the same answer. So yes, Vegas, to that answer is yes. Vegas is Tyrone's saying 2016. Steel Loyal, of course, with the 69-420. Steel Loyal also says you would think it would be the Killer Bees era, right? You would think, but that seems too easy. Also, Vegas says nice. Mike, what is your thought process here?
Yeah, I'm right there with Still Loyal. It has to be the Killer Bee era. And I'm terrible with like the years. Let's go 2015.
2015.
Yeah, I'm gonna split the middle with Tyrone and Steele.
All right, guys. The question of the day. Let me read it one more time for you. Is what year has been the Steelers' biggest offensive output in the team history? Mike is saying 2015. Steel Loyal says I'm just going to say 2014. Killer Bees. Vegas, the year Ben tied Drew for passing yards. Guys, we'll give you just another moment or so if you think that you know it or just want to at least throw up a guess. It can't hurt. Mike won't bite. I won't let him. So throw up your opinion if you have it. I see right here. I do want to say welcome to Raul. Welcome back, Raul. 1933, big year, baby, for our Steelers, of course, as that was their inaugural season. Mike, 2027 is next up for us on our calendar. So we're just almost 100 years, providing these politicians don't get us all killed some way, somehow. We'll all be able to enjoy that together in about 6 years or so. Guys, let's get to it. Question of the day, Mike. Here we go. What year has been the Steelers' biggest output in team history? Mike says 2015. Steel Loyal says 2014. Guys, the answer was, of course, the year that the Steelers put up 436 points. That's 27.3 points a game. And also 6,577 yards, which was 411 yards a game, like they were averaging. It was, in fact, the Killer Bees offense of 2014. 2014.
Oh wow!
So close, Mike.
Oh, I didn't want to piggyback off a steal. My man got it. Well done, brother.
That is, in fact, the answer. 2014 was the Steelers' best offensive output ever. Again, Ben Roethlisberger, Mike, 4,952 yards, almost 5,000 yards, 32 touchdowns. Antonio Brown broke the record, Mike, 129 receptions for 1,698 yards, 2 yards away from 1,700. And finally, the man in the backfield, one of my favorites all time, Le'Veon Bell, Mike, 2,215 scrimmage yards. Mike, he set the record for scrimmage yards in a game in that season. Just too bad we couldn't get a freaking Super Bowl under that. Mike, that was, again, record-breaking in many ways with those three players, the offense, the numbers, the biggest output offensively in Steeler history. Great job, guys. 2014 BD Ansa.
That's insane.
Guys, I do want to say thank you so much. First, let me start this way. If you are going to hang out with family and friends this weekend, I'm not going to say don't drink. Drink. Have fun. Matter of fact, stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner. That's right. It is now available in 6-packs, Mike, at Giant Eagle, and 12-packs as well, and wherever cases are sold. Get together, have some fun, drink some Duquesne Pilsner. Mike, the people there are great. Always awesome people to us, so we try to do the same back for them, trying to pass the word along. Go check them out on their social media. If maybe you're not a big drinker, if you are, grab some. If not, go check out their social media. Hit the follow button. Show a little bit of support, Mike. We always have Duquesne Pilsner right here in the studio for any event that comes along, made right here in Pittsburgh, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, what do we got, Mike? We have... check us out as well. Why not? Why not? You're on the internet. Look around. You can check us out also on social media. We're at Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. And if you haven't had a chance yet today, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, sub, share, leave a comment. It all helps, guys, in the algorithm. We appreciate it all. Mike, your thoughts as we wrap up today. Again, Memorial Day weekend, big 3-day weekend for everybody. We'll be back Monday. But, Mike, a lot of stuff we got in today, mostly offense. A little bit of everything. There was a hodgepodge of stuff we talked about today, Mike. Your thoughts on today's show?
A hodgepodge of awesomeness, not a hodgepodge of nothing. That's what you can expect here at the two Dum Yinzers. Rodgers, he still has it, man. I think he's the right quarterback for one more year to run it back with. And that nice veteran presence. And we don't have to change a whole lot. He knows these guys now. The guys know him. The coaching staff knows Aaron Rodgers. He's been with all these guys before. Great move, bringing it back. Mike McCarthy is the right coach at the right time for the Steelers. A nice veteran coach to just take us to the next level. Someone who has done it before. I am loving it. And then Brojo, I think his career's over, unfortunately. I'm hoping we've been able to salvage his career somehow, but I think, unfortunately, big man is done.
Let me grab a couple more messages here, Mike. I'm just going to kind of get some of these ones right out here. Tyrone, he says, great show, you bastards. We appreciate you as always, Tyrone. I hope you have a safe weekend, my friend. Steel Oil says, I might like the Steelers too much. There's never liking our Steelers too much. It's always a good thing. Steel Oil says, doing the secondary edit today. Tyrone Vegas says this, Vanilla Thunder doing the newest TikTok dances live. Mike, are you doing the Dougie? Of course, not new, but again, I can see you doing some dances on TikTok at 6 o'clock.
No.
Also, Raul says most people like Yingling because it rhymes with dingaling. Mike, you like dingaling because it's dingaling. Just kidding. Raul, always great seeing you. And Vegas says 2 more years. Guys, as we do head into the Memorial Day weekend, again, we were given instructions, but I just want to say, Happy Memorial Day. I don't know who this is supposed to be directed to. Some is to the people that are here, some of the people that are serving, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. I'm just not a smart guy. I'm just going to say Happy Memorial Day and thank everybody in the service for their service anyway. So if I'm a bad guy, shoot me, Mike. But again, we'll be back Monday. Again, this is a 3-day weekend for most people. We hope to see everybody back. We'll be here live Monday at our regular time to do it all over again. A lot of sports going on for our Berg this week, Mike. In the Berg this week, Pirates do start that series with the Toronto Blue Jays. That game tonight, game one at 7:07. That's right. How could you have guessed the start time for that game? 7:07 is the start time with the Blue Jays. Also, Mike, the Pittsburgh Passion, our ladies back at it. Last game before they come home for 3. Cincinnati Cougars tomorrow. That should be on YouTube, guys. Check them out. I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed by our women here that play football. And finally, Mike, our women that play the other football, the Riveters from Pittsburgh, they're back at it after getting a 5-0 win to start their season last year. They'll be back at it tomorrow against Flower City. That is a 7 o'clock start as well. So much going on in the Berg as we wait, Mike, as we wait patiently for our Pittsburgh Steelers to get back into action. But here we are, coming into the last part of May. It'll be June before you know it. And once it's June, you say next month we have camp. So you know what? This off season flying by. I'm here for it. Mike's here for it. We know everybody here is here for it. Again, we'll be back Monday to get into everything, getting prepared for next week's OTAs, which are Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I made a little mistake this week, a little hiccup, and I apologize. Next week is Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for OTAs. And the following week, they wrap up their OTAs in this particular set. Mike, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday the following week. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday the following week. That will wrap up the OTAs. And again, we'll get into that, I'm sure, so much more as we continue to scrape all the Steeler news as we do every day to get into every day live right here on the Two Dum Yinzers. I do want to say this. Thank you so much to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You are amazing people. I always say this, and I don't just say this here. I say this to everyone in my life. You guys are great. We love you. We appreciate you. Always make the show interesting, and this show does run by you. Thank you to everybody on the board and everybody that's maybe you're at home, maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're taking a walk, whatever the case may be. If you're listening, if you're watching, we thank you too. You guys all make it work. If it wasn't for you, we would not be here. So again, thank you, everybody. I want to say again, have a safe holiday weekend, Mike, as it's a long holiday weekend. We hope to see everybody back Monday. Mike, your thoughts as we head into the holiday? Any big plans for you?
Going over to my parents Saturday, celebrate my kid's birthday and dad's birthday. They all happen like within the same week, so we're just having a little shindig at Mama Thunder's house.
All right, there you go. It's going to be fun. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Stay safe. Have fun, but stay safe, man. That's what it's all about. You don't want to lose anybody, anything stupid. But again, we'll be back on our regular time Monday. We hope to see everybody then. I'm just going to make a quick look here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything, Mike. I think we're good. With that being said, Mike, anything else from you? All right, guys. Again, thank you so much. Have a great, safe Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy seeing family. Maybe get out, get some food, drink some Duquesne Pilsner, and then get back here on Monday to get back into the Steeler talk with us here at the Two Dum Yinzers Show. We thank everybody so much. I wish we could spend Memorial Day with everybody, drink some beers, and we could all talk Steelers. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this year anyway, but you guys have a great time with family, friends, and everything like this. Be safe. Have fun. Have a great weekend. For Finch, for Derpy, for Chop, for RB, for Mike, myself, the Two Dum Yinzers. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.